Hello, welcome to the Truth Runs Deep, our podcast about all things SVU, organized crime, the mothership, and fic writing. I'm Callie.
And I'm Terryn.
Um, there was a lot of stuff that happened from the last time we recorded.
Yeah, because last week we did the fun
They-
episodes. Oh, got some fun stuff last week. We were goofy. The
I don't
musical
know if
episode.
yeah.
We had the musical episode, and we had the playing games episode.
I mean, yeah, now that you mention it, I have a very
Um,
specific reason why I'm wearing my Wicked shirt. So, the day that we're recording this, October 30th, is known in the Wicked fandom, Broadway fandom, as Wicked Day. My favorite official, unofficial holiday. Um, 19 years ago, Wicked opened up on Broadway, which is crazy to me that it's going to into its 20th year. I was fortunate enough to see it in the 19th year, my very first time on Broadway, and yeah, so that's why I'm wearing this. I think that's enough of non-SVU stuff. I don't know if we said this in the fun episode or not, but Raoul was apparently seen on set.
no, because that only happened. That happened after we recorded that. That was like what day was that? That was early this week.
Okay, so yeah, earlier this week it was apparently said that Raoul was seen on set. We don't know if
Yeah,
this means
there's
he
no
was.
y'all got no evidence of this, but just saying.
We don't know if this is
Nobody can know.
evidence. We don't know if he was filming or visiting, but then again, Warren posted a picture and he
Yeah,
literally like he
it's nice to be back for a day, and I was like,
said he's back on a day, and I'm literally like,
uh, uh.
so the theory that's going through my head right now.
I had a theory. Well, I told you, I said last time we saw Rule on like visited set, it was like February. I don't remember when it was exactly. And then he was on the episode in May. So we're just
So
putting it
yeah,
out
but
there.
my theory, because Warren
Hold on.
also created Amanda Rollins,
Yeah.
is that he came back for either Kelly's last episode or like second to last episode because it's Kelly's last day on set this week. Cue the tears. It literally said that Kelly gave in her badge for the last time, and I literally just lost it. Anyway, theory that Warren came back for that, and then Rule also came back for Kelly's last episode. To, as our theory is, to officiate the Raleigh wedding, which we are more close to getting than even though they don't want to
Don't
officially
want to tell us.
tell
But
us. But there's literally
obvious.
pics going around, tweets going around of people asking the actors about it. That
Mm.
Kelly and Peter both have like wedding band rings on
We saw
when they're
pictures. Somebody posted the picture. We talked about that. I think the pictures of the wedding, Amanda in the wedding dress. That people were in. Somebody got in some
making a
trouble, but
wedding dress.
It
Somebody
feels a
I
dress
forget,
on top, but it's
but
very
somebody
obvious.
asked Peter
that was a week before.
about the
Why
ring,
is this not cool?
somebody asked Peter about the
Give him
ring,
a
and he
little.
like
Give him a
smirked and we're all
little.
like, "Oh my God, it's
We're
happening."
like, oh,
Like they're trying not to
good
tell
morning.
us, but at the
But
same
it's
time, everybody
obvious,
is
guys.
getting more and more
We're like,
info. Here,
yes.
wedding,
We're just. Mm,
please. Um,
yep. Very
also,
excited about that. What?
So we're just looking forward to it. Yes,
Halloween,
I'm
Not both.
like, usually Marishka's family every year they post like a family
Oh yeah.
costume. I'm very
Yeah. Well,
curious about
tomorrow's
what.
Halloween, as of
Yes,
the day we're actually recording.
tomorrow when we're recording is Halloween. Last year they did the Wizard of Oz and everything.
Yes, I remember.
Marishka was Dorothy, Peter
She's
was
so cute.
the Tin Man, and then their kids were like the other characters. Um, although her oldest son isn't really doing it anymore because he's a teenager. Fair enough. Um, and then we found out yesterday that Odela is apparently a makeup genius because she posted pictures of her Halloween costume last year, and she's got like a lion costume, another one where she's got like white makeup all on the side of her face, and we both started freaking out. Um, so yeah, there's that.
Yep, that
Oh,
happened.
and of course, October 24th was Raul's birthday. Anybody who participated in the notes project,
Yeah,
he came online and
yeah.
like thanked everybody. Let me see if I can find the tweet now
You
because
sent it. You should be able to find it easy. You sent it to me. We sent it
it's
to each
also
other at the
the
same
first-
second.
it's going to be the first tweet that shows up on his thing because he doesn't tweet a lot.
Oh, that is true.
He came out of hiding to thank us
Came out of
all.
hiding to think. Yeah,
Well,
also like thank you guys for doing that. Because I linked it in the podcast, so people who didn't know about it, they could hear about it via us. So y'all did it. Thanks.
Yeah, he said, "Thank you for all the birthday wishes. It's incredibly kind and a great feeling to receive so many messages from all around the world. I'm always so moved that what we do on screen or on stage connects us to so many people we have never met. Swear to God, this man,
He's precious,
his
precious
way with
soul.
words is so good. And not ones that he's given on a script. Like, some actors can just, like, read a script. Raul can literally create his own poetry himself. Like, any speeches he gives are, like, so good. Alright. Did we have anything else before we actually got to the episodes, or?
Oh, our little fun incident yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So last night we were playing Jackbox because you were having a bad day. So I was like, let's play Jackbox. So we did.
Yeah, I
So
had.
we played a lot of games. We played Trivia Murder Party. We played no, we didn't play Quiplash. We played some other games. We played
And you decided to play this game called, what was it?
Wheel of Enormous
Enormous
Proportions.
Proportions. And at the beginning of the game, they like tell you this wheel is
And
like
ask,
all knowing or whatever. Any question you want to ask it, you can ask it. So we are both writing questions, and then
we go, but I bet you're writing the same thing I am, aren't you? And you were like, I don't know, am I? And I was like, I bet you
probably.
are.
And then you have to play this trivia game, and whoever wins the trivia game gets their question answered. Well, I won. Well, actually, no. The first time our game disconnected, Terryn was in the lead. And
I would
then we
have
were like,
mad.
no.
We asked the same thing.
I literally started flipping out because I'm like, I need this question answered. So we put it back on, and then I won this time, and I got my question answered. Well, Taryn and I
It's
had
very
the
obvious what the question
same
is. If you guys need to know.
Of course.
Oh.
You can't, yeah. So both our question, if you can't see it, says, will Barson be canon? Because of course that's the first question. Either
The only thing I want to know in life.
And the question, the answer, which we are both going with, and hopefully manifesting.
Get out there, y'all. Y'all better be doing it too if you're not sure.
Manifesting. This is a manifesting break. Okay,
Yeah.
what was the answer? I only remember part of it.
It says, without a doubt, yes, but it will be to the detriment of France. And I was like, okay, good enough for me. Sorry, France. That's the go.
But we need Barson.
Yeah, without a doubt. It said without a doubt. Yes.
Like, without a doubt, like, yes. Yes.
I recorded it when it was doing it on the spinning wheel. I posted it on Twitter. It's a very funny incident.
Because we were both like, okay, like what could it say? I don't think either of us thought it was gonna say yes.
And then it did. No. I thought it was gonna say something really vague. That was gonna be like, well, that seems pretty accurate. No, I said yes.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. So the Wheel of Enormous Proportions says yes. That's all the validation we needed.
Yeah.
Chips in my throat. Okay, anyway. That's enough goofing off for now.
Mothership time.
Yes.
Because we literally do the show now.
Yeah.
We were both like, it's not everything, and then we get a ship and we're
chokehold on us. Has a chokehold on us once again.
So the episode is called 12 Seconds. It starts with this guy, this law student. He's by the I don't know, the piers, and he's jogging. And very similarly to the episode where the sister got killed for having the abortion, like the guy turned and then got struck with an item dead. So we find out that the person who got struck, his name is James Pell, and he was a law student at Hudson, and he was struck with a pole.
Nothing ever goes right at Hudson. I mean, what did they honestly expect?
Like, for once, they were actually speaking highly about Hudson, and I'm like, okay, things don't go good at Hudson. Hudson. Hudson
Literally
is
a Twitter that there's literally a Twitter that makes fun of that fact, and it's hilarious. If you're not following this, so funny.
And for those of you who don't know, Hudson University is the college that they put on SBU all the time, where most of their college rape cases happen, whether frat boys or just in general. And literally, I think Olivia has canonically said, or maybe it's fic, either way, she would, that Noah is never going there.
She said it. She said it. She was like, "You are not going here."
Yeah. Which, fair enough. Um, wait, didn't Carisi's niece go to Hudson?
Yes.
Yeah, see, Carisi's niece went to Hudson and she got raped, so Hudson is a bad school in the Law and Order universe.
Send your kids there. Literally, it's based on like they make the jokes about how people like get in because their parents pay their way in. Like it's not good in general.
Yeah.
Not the word for that, but it exists there.
Yeah. So the next thing that they're basically Shaw and Cosgrove are talking about the case and everything. They're trying to figure out what they're gonna do without this kid, and then intro. I didn't really realize that they had an intro. I don't think I paid attention to it before.
It was had an
This
intro.
I'm very glad I did, because in the first title card, Sam and Nolan are standing next to each other, and I wrote in all caps in our doc because we have an outline every week. Sam and Nolan next to each other in the intro, and I started flipping out.
If y'all don't know, we ship them a lot, real bad.
Oh yeah. We'll get to more later. Especially near the end, you'll find out why. So yeah, that's that. Then they go back to the precinct. They find out more information on this kid. They find out he's a law student in Hudson. They're just trying to talk to somebody. They get like information of like who had his phone. So they go to the apartment, and the grandma is there, and she's like, I don't know what's going on. And then the kid, his name is Sebastian, comes in, sees the police, and then automatically runs. And then of course they have to go into a chase scene, and this time Cosgrove gets the thing, because the past two times they've had chase scenes, Shaw's the one who tackles the bad guy. This time Cosgrove literally sidearmed the kid. He falls to the ground and finds out that his bag is full of phones. He's selling them with help from the guy who works at the pier. And one of the big points of the thing is that they were like, why did you run? And he's like, I was afraid. And then Shaw was like, you're afraid of the police. And then the kid has the audacity to look right at him and say, you know what it's like. And I'm sitting there like, do you not know what you just said to who you just said it to? Because you're talking to a black man right now and your skin is white as snow.
I thought he was more Hispanic, so I felt like I got what he was saying.
I thought it was white. Anyway, I thought it was white. Maybe I was wrong.
Either
way,
Hispanic.
the look on Shaw's face was like, did you really just say that to me? Okay. So after we find out what the guy has phones, they find out that Pell had an ex-girlfriend that she was trying to get his phone from him because And this is when we find out that Pell is an asshole because he has intimate photos of her that he was planning to release on the internet, or revenge porn, as he calls it, as it's called. And April admitted to literally breaking into his house to get rid of the photos, which honestly, fair. If I had to, I'd rather get rid of the photos and deal with the consequences than have my photos out on the internet. And that's exactly what she was doing. We also find out there's this another law student that is mad at Pell because he stole the editor-in-chief position for the law review from him. The guys are like, why? So he got so mad about it that he smashed Pell through like a glass window. And Shaw and Cosgrove are like, why are you so mad at him? And then we find out that like Pell is literally like middle average, almost near the bottom student grade wise. That the only reason he got the position is because Professor Ezra Nichols gave it to him, but he shouldn't have.
Yep.
So we get some background on Shaw. Says that Nichols is the reason that he became a lawyer, that he is a very much prominent person on LGBTQ plus rights, Black Lives Matter, Black rights, all of that. Shaw speaks very highly of him. But then they're getting worried that Nichols is having their first thought is that Nichols is having a relationship. Not a relationship. Having something going on, because it wouldn't be considered a relationship. Something going on. Affair, intimacy, whatever, with Pell. And that's why Pell ended up dead, because Nichols didn't want anybody to find out. Or that's why Nichols also pushed for him to be the editor-in-chief. They were all trying to figure it out. They go talk to they go talk to Nichols, and Shaw's trying to figure it out. He's like, you still pushed for a white kid at the bottom 2/3 of his class to get this position. Why? Nichols did not want to admit it. What happened? Told them to leave. They go back to the precinct. And Violet is looking through all the phones that they were stolen, and James' phone. And they're all in the security cameras, and they're like, there's no sign of this relationship or whatever it is. And then Shaw has this fun line. He says, I hate to break it to you, Vi, but not all men are good at intimacy. She says, really? I haven't noticed. She's funny. Also, the fact that Shaw has a nickname for her. Cute. I put a note for you in the doc.
I see it. At first, I didn't know what that meant until I was like, "Oh, I remember now." We'll talk about that.
Yes, later. But yeah, so Shaw has a nickname for her. That's cute. They're going through more camera stuff, and then they finally found the reason why Pell might be talking to Nichols. They find a video of Nichols and his wife at like this big gala. For the new Supreme Court Justice Sanders, who I did not know this. I learned this from the show, is Black and gay. And he's the first gay justice on the Supreme Court. Apparently in this universe, Nichols was up for the position as well. Or at least something along those lines. And he's talking to his wife. He doesn't know he's being recorded, but he says, and I cannot repeat this on camera.
Oh, we can't say that word, but y'all know what that word is. But
he says, it's not enough to be Black. You have to be a blank
word that you
context
use to
Word
for context.
for,
A
for
bad
gay
word.
people of that. If you don't know the
What?
context, you should not be using. I said derogatory word for gay people.
Thank you. I was trying to say that, but I couldn't say it. So
Yeah,
that's
all
why
right, that's close enough. Right. Yeah,
they
close
literally
enough.
cut
You
it
guys,
off.
yeah, they were like, we can't even use that word on TV. You guys can figure it out. So that's
Surprised me because on the SBU episode, the one with Isaiah Holmes and Gallagher, they kept the word in.
oh, maybe I mean it's different. That was like a couple years
Which
ago,
was
so I
like,
guess times have
what?
changed.
So they didn't use it this time, but it was enough to everyone was like, oh crap,
Can't be using that word.
this is not good. He's caught on camera saying this word.
Mhm.
Which would explain why they think now that Nichols killed Pell because Pell was threatening to
Mhm.
release this video to the public if he did not give him the editor-in-chief position at the law review.
Yes.
Somehow they get a warrant or something to search his house. They find blood on a flap of a trash bag container, which is. But then they're also talking. They also end up talking to the nanny,
Mhm.
who is nervous because she's on a visa and she's still trying to fill in the last paperwork to stay in America. We find out that Nichols was asleep. His wife left and she was having breakfast with the kids. So the only one who was outside the house was the wife. So she is arrested because they think that she did it. Then we transition to an arraignment and Sam is doing arraignment again.
Yes, what a queen.
Apparently this is her thing. This is what she
Yes,
does.
we love it here. It makes me happy. I was like,
as much as I would, as much as I would love for her to take first chair on a case, I think her starting out with arraignment is great because that is also a very important of things. Speaking of
very much so.
Sam, I have a theory again, but I'll get to it later because it'll make more sense when we talk about next week's episode. Anyway, I was like, Sam's doing arraignment. Yay! Also, they put Odella in a beautiful dress again. Yes.
What color? Wasn't it purple? What color was it?
Reddish.
Maroon purple? Can't remember.
Either way,
I remember it was like a dark purple or was it dark red? I don't remember currently.
Either way, she looked beautiful.
She did
Then
always.
the trial starts. We need the defense attorney, who is like he's good. Like the attorney was good. I think he was like must have been like a friend of the Nichols family because there was a scene Nichols and him are in his office trying to figure out how the wife could have known about all this. So Nolan and the defense attorney are called into chambers discussing the video. They run into the problem that Nichols did not know he was being recorded. So he was only talking to his wife, spousal privilege, all that. And so the video is out, which is like their main piece of evidence.
No. Sorry, keep going. I set up a fake idea for a fake, but I can't say it out loud. I think about something. Hold on. I will. I am. Keep going. I was like, when you said spousal privilege. When you said spousal privilege, I got an idea.
Oh, I'm very curious now. Okay, anyway.
Okay. Keep going.
Then we transition to just like in the one Hogan place. Sam is doing her own like detective work and she's watching the video again, trying to see if there's anything in the video they could use as evidence. And then Nolan walks in, no suit coat, suit tied. It was like, yay!
Oh, that scene. It was like, oh,
small little things that I'll take at this point.
Yeah, I did. I was so like, ooh, I told you, I was like, because I watched it later. I watched it like the next day. So then I texted you, was like, I see the scene. because I was at a Halloween event. So I was watching it on my phone the first time. So I was watching it like this big, and then I watched it on the TV. And I was like,
and then like working on the
sorry,
case
I can't get enough of them.
And Sam finds out, or like they both figure out that there was somebody serving him, so somebody else must have heard him say it. So
They're close enough. She said they were close enough to they were close enough to be pouring a drink. They were close enough to hear this conversation.
Like in the video, he like pushes wine glass to like have somebody serve it to him because cocky rich people stuff. So they have that. The next scene they had, which honestly, I hope they touch on again because I feel like it shouldn't be a one and done thing.
I think I'm a genius. Well, hold on to that. You can't be saying, you can't spoil that yet. I gotta go think about that some more, but it's gonna be good. We'll go think about it.
Yeah, you're a genius again. Anyway, the scene where Cosgrove is testifying, if they don't go back on it or don't touch on it again, especially with the fact that he's working with Shaw, be mad. The big thing is he's testifying about everything with the case, how they know it was Michelle. The defense attorney goes up to him and goes back on his past as a detective. So we find out he's been in the NYPD for 23 years and that he's been called to testify in 208 cases. Majority of which, or like a good chunk of which, all put a black man in jail. The defense attorney,
I get it now. I was not paying attention the first time. I was all over the place once again.
The defense attorney is basically trying to say he's not he didn't arrest Michelle because she did it, but because she's a black woman. Cosgrove is getting mad because he's getting accused of racial bias. And I'm sitting there like, oh. Because if they're bringing up Cosgrove getting accused of racial bias and they literally just leave it there, like, do I think it's going to? Because the pilot episode, they even had something to deal with it about that. Also, he's changed since then, but also, if you're going to bring up the racial bias thing, don't just leave it at that.
Yeah, it has to be consistent, but consistent
if you're gonna think about it. Do I think Cosgrove is racist? No, I definitely don't. Because if he was, he would have had a problem with having a black partner twice now. Because Anthony Anderson was his partner last year, and now, Anthony Anderson's character, which I do not remember the name of at the moment.
I don't remember his name either.
Last year, and now Cosgrove is working with Shaw. And if Cosgrove was racist, he would very much not be as close with Shaw as he is already. Do I think there could possibly be racial bias? Yes. But I feel like it could also be an opportunity for the show to use for Shaw to kind of open Cosgrove's eyes to the way he's doing his police work so that he doesn't have as much racial bias anymore. So I feel like it could be a learning moment.
It definitely could, but since when is Law and Order actually doing it?
I don't know. We'll do it.
We'll do it ourselves. Sorry, they just pay us to write this show.
No, how?
Just saying.
Figure it out. So the big thing is that the defense attorney was like, you only think she did it because she's black, because that's how you were in the past. And he was not happy about it at all, because I don't believe Cosgrove is a bad man. Then, what surprises me the most is that, because if special privilege is a thing, because they mentioned it before, then why is Ezra testifying if his wife's on trial?
Hold on, let me look up, make sure what's about. What can we continue talking about? Let me see what spousal privilege actually is. And there's a condition on which you don't have to for spousal privilege. Let's find out. No, internet. I need you to stop doing that phone.
All right.
Okay. It says, okay, it says, in criminal cases, the spouse of a criminal defendant who was called as a witness by the prosecution may choose to testify, but cannot be compelled to testify against his or her spouse in the event that occurs before and during the marriage.
Okay, so Ezra definitely chose to testify because
you can't, you can't be made to.
Yeah. So Ezra definitely chose to because in his testimony he said that he's the one who killed James Pell because he had the video. His wife had.
It also says, however, your spouse, the party on trial, generally must give his or her consent to your testimony or to the information that you disclose.
Cool. Cool. Keep that part in mind.
Yeah. Sorry, we get ideas. We start talking to each other, and then I get ideas.
Do you have the doc open? Because I gotta text you while you keep talking.
Yes, I have the doc open. So, okay, okay. So, Ezra's on. Ezra's words are hard. Ezra is on the stand testifying. He says that he killed James, and then that didn't make a lot of. They were like, "You really did you?" He names all these details. He just talks about like what time they're like. He's like, "What time did you go? Like, what time did you leave the house?" I think they talk about what time he said. He mentioned the time specifically he left the house, and they were like, "No, you couldn't have because your son was not at no one was at home to actually confirm it or not." I think something like that. Like the son wasn't home, like he said he was, like they said he was, so he couldn't say for certain. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they keep talking about like these, like your story isn't lining up. Basically, he gives all these details. Price gives a lot of these details there like your timing is wrong. Like there weren't witnesses there because your son had already left, and you said your son was there.
Nolan gets really mad at one point, and he's like, "No."
He's like, "Is this a joke?" And he's like,
"No," but making a mockery of the court system is, and it was like, "Ooh." And at one point, he was like getting so angry, but he had to stop his questioning because he was hitting me.
Yeah, hitting it. Like, a hostile one. It's not supposed
to. So with gritted teeth, he's like, "No further questions at this time, but I reserve my right to question him again later." He stopped the questioning to go tell Sam to subpoena the son to testify.
Yeah.
The son testifies.
Well, hold on. Did we skip something? Oh no, we skipped something a little. Well, that's part with Sam and Violet, where they go. They check the son's phone. Is what they do first. They get like his phone records and stuff because he said he called. They said he called the house, and they're like, "Why would you call the house if you were there?"
When he testified.
Yeah, he says that while he's testifying, but like they looked at his phone records before that.
Yeah, and it was the second time when son is testifying. It's the second time Nolan stops in the middle of the questioning. He's like, "I again reserve my right to."
Yeah, he calls him as hostile though.
He does call him as hostile, which I thought was crazy because the kid is 14.
It's like I have to call him as a hostile witness,
and I'm
so
like,
he answers me.
What is 14? Really? Did it work out in the end? Yes, but at my time I was like, he's 14. What are you doing? And yeah, so they get that, and then they have the Sam Violet scene, which I loved because they're like the only two. No, there's three women.
We haven't seen Dixon in a while. We need to see more of her. Where is she?
They're not on a lot. It's the first time I think Sam and Violet have a very good working vibe together, and I like it, and I need more of it. They especially because they're both looking through like tech files together, which yes. So they find out, they see a video of literally Cyrus leaving the pier and discarding the pole used to kill Pell. Then they go talk to Cyrus's parents, and we're like, we know he did it. We don't want your son in jail forever for the rest of his life. You need to convince him to take a plea. They were, which I love, that they were all on the son's side at this point, because it's like nobody wants a 14-year-old in prison forever, no matter what they did. Because the kid is not a bad kid.
Mm-hmm. It literally was just they talk about how he literally just wanted like that guy to stop like basically destroying his family. That's all he wanted. Was supposed to be bad, and then he killed him on accident, you know.
So the son takes a plea that he's going to be sentenced in family court. The judge is looking at him and is like, "Do you understand that you're going to be sentenced in family court for murder?" Which, damn. The mom was devastated. The father was angry. Court's adjourned, and Sam looks at Price and says, "A man is dead, a family destroyed, all." All right. We're back. So
yeah,
in case I got cut off last time. Sam looks at Price and says, "A man is dead, a family destroyed, all because a man said a stupid, hateful word." And that was the end of the episode. Then we get the trailer, the promo.
We usually wait, but I don't feel like we need to wait. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this. We don't need. We can't be waiting this time. We gotta talk about this. Never went to the end.
So I know I said it a few weeks ago that like it said in the summary that
it was like wrong for the episode we were supposed to be looking at. So
testified for the defense. Well, the summary was wrong, or that I looked at the wrong date. Now it's actually this week. And then this is the episode where Sam is going to have to testify for the defense. But there's more to it than that. This is a very Sam-centric episode next week, which I cannot wait for, because I know Odela's going to kill it. But there's more to it than that she just has to testify for a case. Apparently, there's she makes a big mistake, and she doesn't notice something like in a case that's like could make or break the case. Or she makes a mistake and doesn't say it, and it causes like a problem. And because there's literally a scene where the defense attorney is literally saying, "You're like a disgrace of a lawyer," and I'm literally like, ow.
Those are fighting words. She's like, these are fighting words.
We don't know how long Sam has been a lawyer for. But if she's only doing arraignment in his second chair still, I'm going to say maybe like 1 or 2 years at the most. Like, I feel like she's as new as her and Carisi have been lawyers for like a similar amount of time. Problem is Sam's taking this really hard, and the last part of the promo is that she goes to Jack McCoy and looks right at him and says, "Are you going to fire me?" So apparently whatever she did or whatever happens is big enough that she thinks she's going to get fired.
Yeah, we're like,
So here's the ship things about this. If she has to testify for the defense, which I don't get, because she's already on the case, then how is she going to be able to have to testify for the defense?
I don't know how legal things work. I guess
anyway, if she has to testify for the defense, Nolan has to cross-examine her. Depending on how big the mistake is, the last time Sam made a mistake or something that she went against or did something that he didn't like, he said that he would fire her. So in our heads, we're thinking, angsty, oh fuck, he has to question her.
Yeah. I said, oh no. I was like, I'm not ready for this. What happened? They just had this happen on the show last time.
I literally, like the last time we had something like this happen, all hell broke loose.
The people versus Richard Wheatley and a final call at Lainey's bar. All hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose.
Well, come on, it can't be. Nah, not again.
I have to look at the positives, or I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, we'll go cry ourselves.
You and Odela, if they give us any scenes of them in court where she has to cross-examine her, it's going to be fire. But
it will be.
I know we're probably not going to get through the episode without a fight or tears or both.
I mean,
I just need them to be okay at the end of the episode.
Yes, we need our babies to be okay.
The other thing, even though it is his case, I want Price to be supportive of her if she's taking things really hard. Like maybe after the McCoy scene that she has, like he comforts her, something like that.
I would love that.
She's not just your coworker, like you're partners. Like you see each other every single day. It's got to be more than that. So, yeah. Sam-centric next week. We can't wait. Okay, but how many stars would you give this episode?
4.
3.
I don't have a justification for it, but it wasn't like.
I don't either. I mean, actually, I do. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad enough for me to be like, less than that before.
Yeah. Next week, we're probably going to be like 4 or 5.
We'll find out. You'll find out.
We don't know. If it's bad and we all get angry, then it's going to be less.
We've never rated an episode below 3, 2.5. I feel like we get maybe an organized crime of 2.5. One was terrible. One of them we thought was straight terrible. We're like, I can't be generous with this one. There's an organized crime one we rated rather low because I don't know what it was. We're like, no.
We were like, yeah, whatever. Okay. SVU time. So this episode is called Breakwater.
I like this one, but we'll talk. I love this one. This was pretty good.
For multiple reasons.
I watched it again because I was like, let's watch it one more time.
I liked it for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
We started at the beginning.
So many good things in this one.
Where this lifeguard coach is
training. They're doing the test to be a lifeguard.
Testing in the like pool. New candidates for lifeguards. The girl, her name I think is Martina.
I don't remember. We didn't put her name. I'm sorry about that.
Something like that. Starts with an M and ends in an Ina. We don't remember the rest, unfortunately. She didn't pass the test. But she's called into the coach's office to maybe discuss her scores, see if there's a way she can up the next time. He's trying to show her like strokes she can do, and he puts his hands on her waist. The next thing we know, she runs out of the office over to this guy who is her brother. She tries to pretend like everything's fine, but her brother sees that she just came out of the office with the coach, and he gets he's livid, tackles the coach, goes home, gets drunk, leaves the apartment, but his mom and his sister have no idea why or what's going on, because the sister's like, nothing happened, he didn't do anything to me. Then we get this scene between Rollins and Finn, which was
so good.
But it also answered a few questions that everybody had, because for the longest time everybody was like, Carisi and Rollins are living together. Like, he can give us anything to say. They didn't, but they kept saying, I'll see you at home. I'll see you at home.
I'm like, which home? Are you staying at the same home?
Like, so I don't know if this is a joke or what, but because Finn was like, so do you move in? Yeah, you guys living together? And then Rollins is like, oh, actually, first it starts with Finn is like, do you have any plans for the night? She's like, eat my feelings away on a couch and put the girls to bed, eat my feelings away on the couch and wait for Carisi to come over.
I was like,
solid plan.
I was like, solid plan.
Like, does he live there yet? And Rollins looks at him like, he has a drawer. We're all like
he's had a drawer for a while.
You've had a drawer for a while, man. But then I think
on,
Julie posted on Instagram, on Twitter or something, that he lives in Brooklyn. Which is strange, because why would you live in... I don't know how he ended up in Brooklyn of all places. But also, you need to get out of Brooklyn and go live with Amanda and your girls. Go live with Amanda and the girls. It's happened. It's fine.
We know it's coming.
Literally, there. You got a drawer. Just bring your stuff.
Yeah, bring your stuff, sir.
So Finn then gives Rollins a present. It's she pulls out, and it's a gold necklace chain with a gold bullet on it, the same caliber as the one she got shot with. And Rollins is like, "Why do I have this?" And then we get Finn's first wise quote of the night. He says, "You have to own your trauma, or your trauma will own you." Which I think is very much what Amanda needed to hear with everything that's been going on lately. And Finn also knows everything about her past with Patton.
Yep.
So I feel like it's just a very powerful sentiment from him to her that she needed to hear.
I love that scene.
Yeah, me too. And then they find out that the brother that left, he got arrested because he did something while he was drunk. Olivia gets a call, and it's like, we just need somebody to go check it out. So Finn and Rollins leave, and Rollins takes the car keys and says, "I'll drive," which is another little Easter egg they do a lot, because
it's funny.
Canon that Rollins drives incredibly fast.
Incredibly fast. They're
so
scared.
Anywhere Rollins drives. Which I love.
The best incident of Rollins driving fast is Gone Baby Gone. We're her Carissa.
Oh yeah. Oh, man. I mean, it proves how much she cared about Noah. She's like, "No, I'm driving. We're getting the kid back."
I think they said something about the speed limit. She's like, "Not if you're a cop." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
That was the episode she said
that. Yeah. So it also proves that she is doing better enough that she can drive and stuff.
Yes.
So they go to the prison, and the brother, we find out his name is Diego. He's drunk, and he's going on about something happening to his sister. With the coach, something to his sister. Rollins, being awesome that she is, lowers her voice, trying to be gentle. She's like, "Did something happen to your sister? Did he assault your sister?" And then this is the plot twist of the episode that I don't think anybody saw coming.
No.
Especially because the summary is literally the brother gets worried that his boss is going after his sister. He snaps out of his drunken stupor in a second, goes right over to the bars and says, "No, he raped me."
And we're like, what?
Yeah. Twist. So we find out that the Coach Greco Paul Greco is his name, raped Diego. Yeah. Then we get the intro, and we transition back to the precinct. And Finn and Amanda are talking to Diego. Side note, it said on the scroll that Molly Burnett was the special guest star, and I was like, "I thought you were on the show. How are you?"
She doesn't have I guess they haven't. Also, what's interesting, they haven't given her a title card yet, and she's been in the episode for this season for 4 episodes now, 5 episodes.
All I know is I have a few requirements for that if it doesn't happen, get me mad. I don't care where they put her on the thing, as long as they don't put her where Kelly was in the order. Because if they do that, then there's going to be rioting.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with the title card. Although I don't think she'll be next to Carisi. I have a feeling she'll be next to Velasco, which is another thing we have I have a problem with. I'll get to that in a little while. Because there's stuff going on of like people are already starting to ship Velasco and Muncie, and then there's us who are like you are shipping the wrong Velasco ship.
Sorry.
Anyway, okay. There Amanda and Finn are talking to Diego. He's now sober and he's like, I don't know why I said anything, nothing happened. He doesn't want to.
They took him back to the precinct. I don't know if you said that. They went back to the precinct.
Yeah.
His friend brought him some food. That sandwich.
Yeah.
About you.
His sister comes back to the precinct in a panic and is like, his brother's like, no, I don't want her here. I told her I was fine. I don't want her to know about this. So Amanda goes to talk to her brother. And Finn talks to Diego. Diego said that he wasn't always muscly and everything. He worked on it. He used to be scrawny and skinny. He took the lifeguard test. His scores weren't great. Greco called him to his office to help him fix his scores. He held him down on his desk by his arms and raped him. And that's why he basically started working out to gain muscles so that if Greco ever tried it again, he wouldn't be able to because he would kick the guy's ass. He also did it because he kind of was struggling with the fact that he was like, man, this happened to him. And then we get Finn's wise quote of number 2 of the night. He says, even if something did happen, even if something doesn't make you any less of a man. Which I think is very important for the show to say. There's a stigma that goes around a lot that men can't get raped, only women can. Unfortunately, that is not true. The episode proved that. So I think it was very important for Finn to say something like that, because just because a man got raped does not make them any less of a man. Whoever did it to them is the one who is less than a man.
Yes, definitely.
Or person, depending on who did it. Anyway, then they fill Olivia in on what happened because Amanda talked to the sister. She didn't know what's going on. Just like trying to get information on the coach. So they go to talk to the coach. They talk to him about Diego. They don't say anything about the assault at first. Until the very end, because he's like, what do you mean? He makes a comment on how like the kid came back to me like all muscled up and everything or whatever, and Finn was quote 3 of the night says those muscles are armor because of what you did to him. So, and the big thing is Greco's like, okay, if this affected him so much, why did he come into work today and go to his assignment? And they're like, we don't know. So that's when we get the transition to the scene where there were like pictures going around of Octavio and Molly on the beach. We have Velasco and Muncie investigating on the beach. We find out that sorry, hold up, I lost my train of thought.
They see Diego's like doing the laps
Diego
in the ocean.
Doing laps in the ocean because he came, like, their thing was that he came in hungover and needed a lesson on coming into work hungover. They go to the lifeguard, who's on duty. His name is Lipinski. And the Velasco was watching him the whole time. He's like, he's not doing good. He's in too far. He needs to come back. So then it turns into Diego struggling. You see his arms failing. He goes under. Velasco was literally like, why are you standing there? Why are you not doing anything?
Literally, it's just standing there and he's like,
Lipinski goes in a few feet, calls out to Diego to come back. Diego isn't moving. So Velasco literally, which I absolutely loved this moment for
it's just such a good moment. And I think
such a good moment. Because Julie literally wrote on Twitter, Velasco dives in. Both of our first thought was beach scene swimming. Well, it was true, but it was more than that. Because Velasco immediately takes off his leather jacket, throws it at Burnett, and Burnett, throws it at Muncie, and Muncie's like, what are you doing? Velasco runs into the water and swims after to go get Diego because the lifeguard wasn't doing anything. Then we see the main lifeguard, like the second lifeguard in charge, see Velasco jump in the water, and he jumps off his chair to go catch Velasco and Diego. All right, we're gonna talk about this scene because
it's such a good scene. Well, it was not a good scene, but the fact that like Velasco has this moment where he's like, I don't care about anything else. I'm gonna go save this guy.
If nobody else is do anything, if nobody else is going to do anything, then I'm not going to stand here while this kid is drowning. Which I think is very much.
I think it also gave him a good chance to be like, I think we haven't seen really him as a character like do something big. We kind of have, but not like this, not like a heroic moment. He hasn't had one yet.
The only other time he had a big moment was when the girls from his hometown were kidnapped and he went undercover to take that down. But he literally,
without a thought, he just went for it.
A cop takes an oath to protect and serve, and he risked his life to go swimming in that ocean and pull Diego.
I feel like they said they were rip currents or something. There was something dangerous about the water.
Another thing. And then literally the police are called. Diego taken into an ambulance, and we see Velasco standing on the beach with a towel around his arms. Muncie is standing there with him, and he's just like, why did they not do anything? They're lifeguards. There's gotta be something more to this than than literally just the lifeguards. Oh, they also mentioned he wasn't doing laps because he was hungover. They think he did it because Greco found out that he said something about the assault, and then Greco got mad. Then we transition to the precinct. They get the call from the trauma hospital. Diego died. We later find out that Diego practically died in Velasco's arms while he's carrying him to shore. Which
that would hurt.
Yeah.
Or Velasco really Velasco having this heroic moment I think was really good for his character to have a moment.
When we first met him and people were like, no, he's not gonna be good for us. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not gonna be good. Now we got him being able to talk to victims, risk his life. I think he's a great fit for SVU, and writing him.
Writing him has been fun. I feel like we can do a little more.
I definitely.
Now that we kind of know this about him, we can.
Now that we know he will literally risk anything to go save somebody. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Someday, y'all. One day. We say this every week. One day.
And we think he's got a very. There's another thing that we learned about him later that I will touch on when we get to it. Oh, so they decide to do more research to see if there's anybody else that Greco has assaulted, because they literally think that he died because of Diego. Died because of it. They go talk to his mom and Diego's mom and sister again. The sister said that Diego told her what happened, and that they both agreed that they never wanted the mom to know what happened to Diego. Which kind of hit hard, like they thought it would crush her, and she's already dealing with the fact that her son died. She's like, I don't get it. He was a lifeguard. There were other lifeguards around. So just Marina or Martina, either way, the sister says that they're trying to think of anybody who can like confirm his story, just give them anything else they can on Greco. They find out that Diego's girlfriend also worked for him. That she too was raped by Greco. She filed a report, but Bronx PD is never by the book, especially with SVU. And then I put 2 quotes that proves just how crazy this situation is.
Yeah.
Because when Finn was talking to Diego at earlier in the episode, Finn was like, if he raped you, why did you never tell your sister? Why did you let her try out with this guy? And Diego says, I thought Greco was just into boys. When Daniela, that's the girlfriend's name, is telling Amanda and Finn what happened to her and why she didn't say anything to Diego, she says, I thought Greco was just into girls. So both of them were dating each other, and neither of them could like touch each other or anything because the same man assaulted them both, and none of them said anything because they thought he was only, well, A, they were both ashamed, and B, they thought that he only went after their gender, not both boys and girls. And I think it's the first time or at least the first time in a while, where we've seen a person who did this.
Usually it's been a long time.
One gender, but yeah. So he raped them both. Daniela had a rape kit. We go to trial. Things are okay. At first, arraignment works. They arrest him. Carisi meets this, like, I don't know, higher up lady, because apparently Greco is like a chief, like lifeguard, like in a really high government position. He's not just an regular lifeguard. And she's like, he does a lot of things to the community. Be careful what you're doing. Yada yada yada. And Olivia's with Carisi and is like, who is that? And he tells her, like, she does all these things and controls the 8th floor salary. So, and controls the district attorney's budget. So yeah, nothing to worry about. In other words, Carisi's like, I am taking
a lot to worry about. Yeah.
But I have to deal with this blank of a lady.
And they were like, oh.
And we're like, okay. Then we transition to trial. Okay. And
10 minutes, so we go. Better paying attention.
What?
Got 10 minutes before it goes boom, so we're good.
Okay.
10 minutes.
We got a tryout, and it's Daniela's turn to testify, but she's not there. And Creasy's like getting angry, like he's literally like Rollins coming down the corner with like her phone, like her hand, trying to figure out what is going on. Creasy's like, Creasy yelled at Rollins, is like, I thought you prepped her. My first thought was, don't yell at her.
Well, let's stop.
I know you're mad, but don't yell at her. Don't yell at your girlfriend. He was like, where is she? I thought you prepped her. I was like, don't yell, Collins.
Like,
please. So they send Velasco and Mumsy to go find her. And she said she can't testify. They're like, what? Why? Meanwhile, we find out that Daniela's father is on parole. And Greco, with his high up government-esque lifeguard position, threatened him that he would go back to prison if Danielle testified. She can't testify. And this is the thing that I mentioned earlier, the other thing we learned about Velasco, that Velasco was getting angry. Like, his voice changed. He started speaking in Spanish.
He did. He was real upset.
He was getting angry, and not at Daniela.
At the situation going on.
At the situation going on, and was like, Daniela, don't you want to put this guy away for what he did to you? You can't let him get away with this. And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't. So yeah, I need to write more. We need to write more angry Velasco now that we know he can get angry. Because we've been writing him a lot recently, and we just like have him getting sad or like heartbroken about things. Now we know he can get angry. And we're going to use that. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I just got an idea.
Oh, okay. I'll continue on then. Where were we? Okay. Fine. We can't be paused. We don't have time. It's a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Where blah 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 blah. Okay, so that part. I don't know how they got to this line because you're more remember things better than I do because I don't remember anything.
I can remember. It's literally they transition to
back to the precinct,
and
we can definitely do that.
And Gracie and Liv in a like one of the side courthouse rooms.
Yeah.
And they call in Greco and his attorney, and they're like, "You don't have a rape victim, can't testify. You gotta let go of the rape case."
Yeah.
Fortunately, they have to let go of the rape case because, as Carisi says, you use political clout to manipulate it, and now she can't testify. Not because nothing happened, which annoyed me because I was really hoping they were going to get this guy on rape. Because he definitely did.
Yeah, definitely did.
Definitely did it.
Unfortunately, that's not how it goes down.
Unfortunately, if Daniela can't testify,
there's nothing left.
And Diego's dead, so
that is it.
And Olivia, Greco was like saying, like, you didn't do anything, nothing happened, these people are fine. Olivia says, men like you become so good at lying, they even start to believe the ones they tell themselves.
That was the line that David posted when he mentioned this episode.
Yeah. And
so I remembered this.
Greco is not the only person I thought of in this situation. Although the only person I was thinking of is not as horrible as Greco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave him humanity, y'all. I can be nice.
You can try sometimes.
But it's definitely a very much you-know-who line as well.
We try. We try to be good for Christmas. Christmas is approaching. We can't get cold for Christmas now. We try to be good. Sorry, I just had to put a joke in there.
Anyway, they're like, we need to figure things out because if these lifeguards are trained, there's no way that Diego would have died.
Yeah, it literally doesn't add up.
And then Velasco would have had to run in the ocean instead.
Yeah.
So they talk to Greco's assistant Volpe, and they find out that he took score photos because he was noticing that Greco was changing scores for like after
they were put in the computer or whatever, because they were on like a piece of paper at first.
Met with these people after she assaulted these people is when he
changed their scores.
Because literally there's like a standard of like what your score needs to be for you to be like an official lifeguard. If it's lower than that, or I mean, because it's time. So if it's higher than that and you're slower, that's not good. You have to be fast. They're like, okay, we're gonna use that. Because the big point was like, if you know all this was happening, why didn't you say anything? And the guy's like, I'm 21 and trying to work through college. I needed the money. I needed the job. And I'm like, okay,
we get it.
Fair, but also
this is a problem.
There's rapes happening. Then we get to Carisi in trial, and they were right that Carisi was. Julie said something about Carisi crushing it. Yes.
Yeah, yes. He did.
It goes into this. It reminded me of the episode with the social services episode, like the home cases system where Barbara all the files of like all these stories happening.
Where how do I forget what it's called? I know which episode it is. It's called, but I'll tell you in a second because I know what it is.
It's the one with Whoopi Goldberg.
I know. It's season 17. I don't remember what it's called though. I know what it's called. I should know. I know most of 2.0 by episode title. Literally can pull episode out.
Where like
17, I think it's 17.3. Institutional fail. That's what it is.
No fail. So Barbara, it's reminding me of that scene when Barbara's reading all these case files while these like cases like said things happened that didn't. And it's also a thing where paperwork was fudged. So in this thing, I didn't remember all the like things he said. Because he said it was like people of all ages who drowned because of these lifeguards. But the 3 examples that he used was
there were like 6 or 7 on the thing. There was a lot.
But the 3 that I remembered or wrote down was 1 didn't reach a 14-year-old in time because she was not a fast swimmer and the 14-year-old drowned. 1 lifeguard was on his phone and 1 got in the water and turned right around. And he's like talking to like this, like he's like this, like official, like former person who used to have Greco's position. Was like, if any of these lifeguards were actually qualified, would this have happened? And the guy was like, no, it wouldn't have. We find out then that Greco has this thing called pay or lay.
Yep.
Which honestly should have put the rape case back on, but
apparently cannot do that. I don't think you can. They'll see
because now he's no longer on trial for rape. He's on trial for manslaughter because they're basically saying that because his
negligence caused those people to die.
His negligence and hiring unqualified lifeguards, because my mom made the comment that
there were 10. Actually, there were 10 people because there's 10 counts. He says mentioned it.
Yeah.
It was 10 people.
My mom made the comment of that he wasn't raping people because of their sex. He was raping people for power, and he used that power to hire lifeguards that were unqualified because if you need this job so bad, okay, here I'm gonna do what I want, and then I'm gonna fudge your scores, and you can have your job. Because they also have like a recording of they played a recording. That's what the in I think in court or at least somewhere they played a recording where Greco was talking about one of the female lifeguards, and he's basically saying she looks pretty on her knees, and that's why he's changing her scores and hiring her.
Yeah, he says a bunch of stuff like that. I'm like, ew, creepy, man. Okay, keep going.
We're back. The next scene that we have is the releasey scene of the night.
Oh, so good. Tasteful. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely tasteful. Amanda goes to visit Sonny in his office, and she asks if he's coming home, if he's ready to go. He said he's staying here. He's got to get stuff ready for the trial because Greco is testifying tomorrow. They also talk about, like Amanda's tired, she's gonna go home. And Sonny says, which I love this so much. He says, "You slept like a baby last night, first time in a while. You didn't wake up." And I was like, he's been paying attention. He knows. He's been taking care of her. Also, something that just hit me just now.
Yes.
They're sleeping
in the same
together.
bed.
Okay, not the
they're in the same.
They're in the same bed and sleeping together.
They're sharing a bed.
They're sharing a bed and sleeping together, guys.
No, I'm like,
I don't know why it didn't hit me then, but it did now, and oh my. They have evening and mornings together, and he knows that she hasn't been sleeping, and now she knows that she's sleeping, and
literally, like, we were all over the place. We always are, but that's okay.
And then Amanda shows him, like, Sonny's like, "What's that?" And Amanda shows him the necklace that Finn got her. She's wearing it, and she's like, whenever Finn retires, you should be a shrink.
It's like, Finn gives some good wisdom.
Yeah, he definitely does. And fair. And then Amanda pulls him in by the cheek and kisses him, and pulls him back, like, chin and kisses him, and I was like, yeah, quick smooch, but
trying to get the picture. Hold on. In the picture.
There's another thing of, like, after they kiss, or like before they kiss, and Sonny's looking at Amanda, and people are saying,
yes,
yay,
very cute.
Yay. So just quick and cute. There's a lot of talk going on Twitter, and I definitely need this, that they need like, not only is Amanda going to have trauma because of this, Sonny is too. And I realize, like, I think he's holding it in, but we need to know how he's been feeling about this, because, like, especially if he knows that she hasn't been sleeping, it means he's been with her through all of this. He needs to talk about it, and I need it so bad. All right, there's that.
We'll do it ourselves if we can.
Yeah, really. Again, we'll do it ourselves. The next thing we have is Greco's testifying. All this garbage. I wasn't really paying attention to a lot of
garbage.
A lot of garbage, basically. Carisi is talking to him, and he's like, talking to him. Carisi's cross-examining him, and he's like, okay, all these lifeguards were in your care. Why did you hire them if they weren't qualified? Yeah, asking him, basically. And then we get the line that made us both, like,
he says, "You and your shirt and your suit and tie, you have no idea what it is like to have someone's life in your hands." We were like, what do you mean?
Reaction was, oh, hell no.
I know. We're like, excuse me. Carisi was a cop before this.
Yeah, literally. He knows what it's like to have somebody's life in his hands. Also, he's dealing with everything with Amanda right now.
Literally, we're like, you need to stay in your lane.
What the line was gonna be about first, like, about, like, his trauma, or like she's like, you and your student in tie, you have no idea what it's like to have trauma or not be able to protect somebody, which have gotten then, like, oh my god, he's probably dealing with the fact that he doesn't feel like he could protect Amanda. But anyway, we're like, yes, he knows exactly what it's like to have someone's life in his hands. He used to be a cop. Damn it! You
we're
don't
like,
know what you're talking about. And
you don't know
Carisi
what
got this like half like he's like smiling through his teeth. He's like, because he's like inside. He's like,
you're wrong about that one, friend. We're like, you're wrong.
And you wrote, this man shouldn't talk about my sunshine boy like that. He was a cop. Yes.
Yes.
But Carisi digs more, and they find out that yes, indeed, Greco gave the order for Lipinski to have, because all the we also find out that all the unqualified lifeguards were all assigned at the same beach.
Yep.
Because he put them all there, and anybody who needed to be disciplined, basically, or learn a lesson, was all sent to the same beach as well to go do the laps. This time it was Greco's orders for Diego to go do the laps because Greco knew that Diego told about him raping him. And at the end of the cross-examination, because like Greco's like getting like literally, I thought he was screwing himself over at this point, but he's also getting angry. Lipinski just left. Velasco talks to him. We find out Lipinski knows what's going on. That Lipinski say he was a victim too?
I don't remember. I mean, it's probably probable.
Like
it's probable, but
he knows what was going on. We think he might have possibly been a victim of the rape as well. And Velasco's like, then testify. Like, if you know all this is going on, testify so he doesn't do it to anybody again. So it was another Velasco good moment that he can convince people to testify. So after that scene, we're back to Olivia. Actually, no, Olivia wasn't there this time. It was just Carisi. Because Lipinski gives them like a whole another information, or like he testifies or something. And
he doesn't testify, but he has like the pictures. He talks about the pictures.
Oh yeah,
I think he has pictures. He's like, I have the pictures of the changes.
Oh,
he's like, oh
no, I remember exactly what it is.
What's the picture?
Because Gregor took pictures.
Yeah.
His coercions, his rapes, and that's why Lipinski didn't testify at first, because Greco had a picture of him as well. So yeah, he was a victim as well. So yeah, he is basically like had all these as like blackmail as well. Oh yeah, because that's look at the doc and it's there. Greco gave Lipinski the order to not go in the water no matter what happened to Diego. And that he had the pictures of all the acts for blackmail. And this is another thing that I loved. He said, Lipinski says he has all the power, and Velasco looks right at him and he says, so take it back, which I loved. That's
a good line.
When we get the crazy scene, because Lipinski gave all this information and is like, okay, you're screwed now, basically. But Greco, being the asshole that he is still saying he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Still saying some things are consensual, still saying things can happen, all that.
Yeah. His lawyer is telling him he needs to take a plea.
The lawyer is like, stop taking a plea. And Greco's like, why did I hire you for? And she says to tell you to shut up and accept you lost. And then we get the badass Carisi moment.
Yeah, this one is so good.
Although, because he says he literally leans over, biggest smirk on his face, gets up close and says, who do you think I am? Or type thing. He's like, you're a manipulative little big man, but the little manipulative little big man with a fiefdom. built on sand, and it's all coming down. And it was like, yes. And our friend Letha both agreed that when he was leaning over and the way he started talking, saying it really slow, he was going, "You are a manipulative little," I thought he was going to say manipulative little bitch, which honestly,
I mean, it's true, but we can't. Would have been funny, but we can't use. Fortunately, it's professional, so little big man.
Yeah, I mean, but Chris has said the B word, so
Yeah,
I don't
know if he said it. I don't know if he said it like in a professional setting. I think he said it like he's
definitely not in a professional setting, but like that's what we thought he was going to say.
Yeah,
it would have been a situation. Either way, badass crazy moment. So that's when we find out that he's pleading guilty on 10 like manslaughter murder charges because it's either that or you're going to life. Yeah. You're going away for a long time, but he won't get out of prison.
I think he's like 70. I think Sonny. I think made a joke about it. He's old, real old, 70 plus.
Yeah.
Justice has been served.
Yes.
Sort of, we get for the most part.
Yeah. Velasco is going to Diego's funeral. They set it up.
Yeah, they have like a vigil at the beach.
On the beach, and Velasco's going. Before he leaves, Olivia stops him and talks to him, which I love this moment.
Yeah, I do too. I love this moment.
Need more Captain Benson Velasco moments. Because she's like, no, Olivia knows this is like the first time he's lost somebody. And she like says that like she knows that you lost somebody. He says, "You feel sorry, but not for yourself. You did everything right." And it was like, that's good. That's good. And then that was the end.
That was the end.
I think.
Yeah, that was the end. Anything else?
Yeah. What do you give this one?
I like this one. This 5.
5.
Close to 5 really possible. Good. Really good.
Plot twist.
Justice was served. It was a great storyline.
Yeah. Plot twist.
No bad things to say about it.
One-liners. Justice was served.
So good. This is a good one. I forgot next. Hold on, I need to watch the promo real quick. I forgot what
it was literally something about a rapist who wears like
controlled burn.
Bro mask.
Yeah, it's called Controlled Burn. Okay, hold on.
He's like devious. Like he's like bad.
Yeah.
See, compulsive deviant.
Okay. Did you hear it?
I was right. I was like devious.
Okay. So basically, this promo is like this lady is like taking drugs, like these like drugs, and like she's taking kind of drugs, but she got raped, and she says they blamed it on a crow, which is a guy in a crow mask. So they're like, this doesn't make any sort of sense, and this guy is like continuously doing these crimes, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. They're trying to catch the serial rapist who wears a crow mask. You have to read it, but that was the promo when I was watching it.
Let me see if they have a summary for it yet.
Yeah, 23, 27, 6, controlled 26. Yeah, controlled burn.
6, controlled burn. Oh, it's another Rollins episode.
Oh yeah.
Rollins investigates an assault by a masked man at an underground party. Benson uncovers a suspect who may be valuable as a witness. Ooh, does that mean Rollins is going undercover again?
We can't tell from the promo. I just see there's a party and there's drugs. Well, maybe. We'll hope so.
So you know how great it was last time.
It was so
good. Like
when they were the couple. Ooh, that one.
Oh yeah, that one. But Rollins is just really good at undercover, so I'd be fine with that if they did it again. Okay, so that's that. We need to get to organized crime because I have so much to say about it.
Okay, there's some good parts in this, but it's probably one of the the funniest ones the show in its entirety has ever had. My God. Honestly,
absolutely, it was
funny content. This is probably the best one.
If I had to describe it in 3 words, funny, compelling, awesome.
Yeah, I like it, but we'll get there. We gotta break it down.
So the episode is called Behind Blue Eyes.
It makes sense now.
Makes sense now. We didn't know when back then. The first scene is Elliot going to church. Because they need to show that he still goes to church. And he goes in church and he prays with his combat cross. And he goes to like leave again. Like he prays, he's on his knees. They show flashbacks of everything from and how he got the combat cross and everything.
So the whole Don
to leave the church, and then he stops and then gets on his knee again, does his cross, goes to leave, and then like as he's leaving, a priest takes a picture of him. That was first I was like, what? And then he says, I wanted proof you were actually here. Which
to tell you said so I could so he says I wanted proof you were actually here so I could tell the man upstairs.
It was like, yeah,
that's funny.
But that's funny, but also
I think he's been seen in church since last season. I think it was maybe before then. I don't even know. Last season.
Like some of the big things they say about Stabler is that he is a God-fearing man. He's a Catholic.
He's a very devout Catholic.
Never really in church until now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Carisi mass every Sunday. A lot more church. He's had an entire arc where he was dealing with his faith, but I digress. The priest also says that Elliot Stabler and the Brotherhood are trending on Twitter, which I thought was hysterical.
And I was like, bro, you're looking at
this
priest was like a younger guy, so he was probably on Twitter.
But also it's funny because we always talk about Elliot on Twitter, so the fact that they're like in the show, Elliot's trending on Twitter, it was like
oops,
hilarious.
Caught me slipping.
But it's because today they transition that Elliot had just testified
against the Brotherhood.
The band of dirty cops that he took down last season.
Yeah.
And it's there with Ayana, and he's like going down the steps, and Ayana's like, "Don't say anything."
I wish they had shown that scene. That would have been pretty badass. But they were like, "Let's just." But they should have shown that, but they didn't.
And Ayana's basically like, "Keep moving. Don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say. Like, keep talking. Don't talk. Keep going.
Don't." And then somebody,
I don't know. I saw this tweet from Danielle made this tweet, and I don't know what context it was in. My screenshot it because it made me laugh. She said, when she said, Elliot Stabler is so ghetto. LOL. I don't know when she said that, but that was
I have a feeling it was
that. It was when I took this, it was 2 days ago. I took this morning, whatever it was 2 days ago, and I was like, oh.
Alrighty then.
Well, that was Thursday. That was 2 days ago.
So yeah, maybe you had to do this because somebody said something about him turning on his fellow cops, and he turned right around and he was like, "Who are you?" Yeah. Who are you to say with your record about things about dirty cops?
And I said that to him, and I said, "Oh,
but I mean, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong." I was like, "But you're not wrong."
And he literally turns around.
This is all my soapbox I will stand upon. I have to put this out there. My soapbox is this: that like people who are like EO shippers, I have to bully them sometimes. Well, I didn't say bully, but sorry about that. But they always seem to forget that he's one of the dirty cops. Like he's done some stuff that is bad, real bad. They're just like, let's throw that away. Sorry, you can just let Olivia forget. Let's put that all away. Ignore everything, all the terrible things you have done, and we'll just go on with that. I'm like,
reporters, other cops know he's a dirty cop.
Yeah,
they're putting it out in public. The only problem or the only difference is that everybody who works with him, Ayana, Jet, the new guys, Olivia, they choose to sometimes. Actually, I gotta rephrase this. Belle and Jet, Belle specifically, has absolutely sees that Elliot is a troublesome, problematic cop.
Yeah, literally, I think the most example, the example I can give of that is when he beats up Wheatley in the elevator and she's on the phone with him. She's like, "You need to stop," and he's
is the person who specifically calls him out on it, needs him to stop, because she knows he can be a good cop if he doesn't do that. Which, honestly, I'm going on record, y'all. If he didn't punch people and was a normal cop,
yes,
he would
literally,
be fine. And
don't be violent. That's all. The only problem.
You see it in this episode, and I'm saying that, like, if he wasn't violent, I wouldn't hate him as much.
Literally, if he was not violent, could control his temper and stop being violent, so he would be fine.
Sees the violent side of him and tries to stop it. Jet sees the controlling side of him and is kind of trying to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But also knows that it's like some of it's protectiveness because of like the anxiety line that we mentioned a couple weeks ago. They have moments in this episode where like they're on the Olivia is the person who is totally ignoring.
She's like, nope, doesn't exist.
Aspects of him, and he's a good man, and we're both like,
girl, you've been seeing this man and we're like, here's a list of reasons why not, but here you go. So we talk about this, ma'am. Sorry, we have to always climb on my soapbox about Olivia all the time, but that's okay. I digress from that.
There are people in his life who see the bad sides of Elliot as a cop, but are trying to make sure he doesn't fully go to the dark side. If I had to say who's doing it specifically, Ayana.
Yeah.
Definitely. Not just because she's his boss, but because she cares about him as a friend.
Yeah.
So Elliot's like saying all these things about like I would protect and serve, I had to do this, testify.
Yeah.
He's getting very angry. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he's getting angry and basically
he was saying something about like he has a duty to protect and serve, and that's what he did.
Yeah, to protect.
And they were like,
city, that's what I did. Take there.
Yeah.
And he leaves. Then we transition to like this house. We get these cops at this house. Or cops at this house. They knock on the door, they're like NYPD, open up. They open it, they pull out, they show this guy a warrant, but as soon as they show the warrant, they punch the guy in the face and all go in the house. They knock down a wall, find a whole bunch of like,
but is it money or drugs? It might be both.
Drugs. A whole crap ton of drugs. And then they decide to just go around the house for the rest of it, for the fun of it. Well, they see a mom and daughter hiding in the corner, and then the camera transitions to show the main guy with cold blue eyes and like the mask covering his face, which is where the episode comes from. So he and another dude pull the mom and daughter up roughly. They're screaming, they're saying no, they put guns to their head and drag them to a back room. The last thing we see is them reaching for their belts and screaming. We then transition to the hospital where Rollins is here because it was like episode on organized crime.
Yes, that's what we were here for.
We find out that Rollins is there because the mom and daughter got raped. She calls Elliot in, and still not fully sure why.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why is Rollins? I mean, sure, we were glad Rollins is there, but the story didn't give any of us a good reason why. Like, they were just like, let's put her on the show. Great.
Like, yeah, literally, they just wanted scenes between the two.
She didn't say something like, she could have been like, Olivia sent me to take something. There was no reason. They didn't give us a reason why she was there.
Yeah, Rollins is there because of the case.
But there's no reason. They don't really say why.
Elliot asked about Liv. All Amanda says is that she's good, which I love.
Love that. It's like he doesn't need to know all of her business. Best friends protect best friends. And she's like, she's good. That's all you need. Period.
That's it. She's good. That's it. Now we're gonna talk about the case.
She's probably not good, but we're not gonna tell him that.
Yeah. She's
That's
good
business
at the case And Elliot's like, okay, why? So Amanda fills him in. She's like, okay, why did you call? He's like, why did you call me here? And he says they think it's cops. We find out that like the reason now I remember why they actually had Elliot do this. Because the Brotherhood case, they like Elliot's like, I took them down, and Rollins is wondering like if like new groups of like the Brotherhood or like people that they didn't take down in the Brotherhood are popping up again and doing this. And Elliot's like, no, rape was never a part of their thing. Stealing and breaking things maybe, but not rape.
Yeah, did a lot of that, but
which I will admit is like the one thing they didn't do, which Frank Donnelly was kind of sexist at times, but he never raped anybody.
Yeah, he didn't actually. He hurt criminals. He didn't hurt normal people. They weren't bothering people they were sure they were doing some bad stuff. They weren't bothering like everyday people.
So that's why they brought Elliot and they thought it was safe for like protection.
Yeah.
Well, with like they thinking it's cops and everything, this is basically like front page news. They literally broke into somebody's house and raped a mom and daughter. We find out the daughter's name is Jasmine and she's 16. And the mom's name is Maria. They were both raped and beaten like badly. Like Jasmine has like a breathing mask over her face. The mom has like bruised eye. They're very, very wary of cops right now. Rightfully so, considering they just got raped. Ron's brings Elliot in to to take their statements. She says that Elliot is his friend, and I'm like, okay, why are we going with that word? Why is that the first thing you said? It's not the important part, but I'm just gonna put it out there. The daughter couldn't say anything at the moment because she still had the ventilator on. It was a mess. The mom literally said they broke into her house, took her in the back room, raped them. And this is where we find out how devious these guys are. They made the mother watch as they raped her daughter. And when I was watching it and Maria said that, I wrote my reaction on this outline and I literally said Jesus Christ, because it's enough to have it's enough that your daughter got raped. The fact that you had to see it and couldn't do anything about it, these guys are devious as hell. Like, they need to be stopped. Elliot basically says, I promise I'm going to do everything I can to take these guys down. But we also need your help to do that. Then we transition to back to the bureau, and the first thing we see is Jet just walking down one of the hallways. And she stops because she hears Ayana in her office talking with Lillian, who is the deputy chief woman. And they're first talking about the Henry Cole case and now how she's like, it's a homicide, and Ayana was like giving her like the facts of like, yes, a homicide. Then they go in the Brotherhood case type thing. And then we get to a big plot point on things. That basically Lillian's like, the organized crime unit had a good run, it's time to end it. Excuse me. And Jet, who is literally stopping, she hears that, and you can tell like immediately, like what? Ayana too is like, and what do you mean?
Like, what word did you just say?
What? So we basically find out that the organized crime unit was only at first.
Yeah, it was. They made that clear. I feel like I remember they made that clear.
Yeah, they literally created it to take down Richard Wheatley.
Yep. And he's question mark dead.
That happened, so
no one knows if he's dead or
why
not.
did they still
I don't believe so.
Lillian also has some doubts about how good Elliot actually is, and Iana defends him. We were writing today, and I literally wrote to you. I was like, I need to remember that they do still care about him, even if our fix we focus on the bad things that he's done, and they're focusing on the bad things that he's done. Because Ayana says Elliot Stabler is the best detective I've ever worked with.
I was like, oh, but
who else have you worked with?
What?
It's my question.
I was like, ma'am, what detective you worked with? But okay. That's
yeah,
fine on your list.
I mean, when he's not punching people and actually doing his job, he's a good detective.
You gotta stop with the punching people. Like,
give you that much. Like, if you literally didn't punch people, he'd be a great detective.
And we gotta stop. Like, we gotta fix this a little bit if it's like misogyny sometimes, and a little bit if it's homophobia sometimes.
Basically,
but, we can work on it.
Yeah,
we can work on them. Just the not punching people part, you know.
And then Lily the main problem. Basically, like ends it like that, like just get ready for things to end type thing, and I'm sitting there like, are they trying to tell us something?
They're trying to tell us something. I mean, me joking. I feel like I said that as a joke one time, and I was like, "You're like organized crime as a show. It may not make it very long, but it will have a fun run while it lasts. But we'll find out that's true or not."
Then we transition back to like the hallway, and Jet's literally like leaning against a wall at this point because she has heard everything.
Yeah, she was like,
and Whelan walks down the hallway, and he's good morning. He says, good morning. Jet's like, is it? And then we see, because like she heard everything. Ayana walks out and sees Lillian, and Whelan sees Lillian there, and he's like, how long was she here? And then we get the first awesome one-liner Jet from the night. She says, you mean Cruella? Too long.
I said,
I was like, yes, ma'am.
I was like, yes, queen, ma'am.
Because in our if you haven't read it yet, we wrote a birthday fic for Jet, and
that was a fun one.
Favorite Disney villain was Cruella, and I was like, well, I guess I was right. She's like, Cruella.
That's a good one. We wrote. There's so many fics you wrote since we talked to you.
A few things about this. I absolutely love that Jet thinks this lady is like a witch and called her Cruella. Also, canon proof that Jet knows Disney stuff.
Yes, I was like, canon.
Yay! I'm going to hold on to that, y'all. Yes. But also, she was wearing a shirt with tentacles. For all we know, it could have been an Ursula shirt. At least that's what I'm going with. So yeah, she knows Disney stuff. I'm taking it. I'm accepting it.
Yeah, we already did. You kind of wrote it as a fix. Too late now. We accepted it as law.
Well, now canon has backed me up.
Basically, we make up stuff and then we get backed up by canon. So
the first time to do that tonight. So Elliot comes in and is basically telling everybody about this case, like it's bad. Then they all go to the house to like investigate. And at one point, like Elliot's talking, like saying we're gonna go talk to this guy, and Ayana was like, I'll do the talking. And then she looks at him again and says, I'll do the talking. Basically, don't open your mouth, I'm talking. Keep quiet. Yeah. And then we transition to Jet and Whelan walking down the street and talking. And then Whelan looks at Jet and he's like, back at the office you were all jumpy. Jet was like, no, I'm not.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
And then Whelan says, it was the bell, you heard something. And then Jet's reaction changes again, and she's like, and now you're reaching. Okay, now you're reaching. Meaning Jet will absolutely protect Belle no matter what. Like, you just got here like 2 weeks ago. You don't have a right to ask about our sergeant. Yep. Yes. And then Whelan looks right at Jet and says, and you're lying. Which sucks because it's like, I literally wrote in the thing, leave Jet alone. I'm trying to like you.
Oh, I thought we went boom. We have 5 minutes, so we're good.
No, leave Jet alone. I'm trying to like you because I want
we will protect Jet at all costs. at all
I want
costs.
to try to like this new
Period.
guy. I think he has a good heart and can be good at things, but if he keeps talking to Jet like this, we're gonna have a problem.
We sure are. Just saying.
I got another.
Oh, we did. I was like, did we put them in the fic? We sure did. I had to remember how we did it.
Literally like, why? But I like that. We need to.
Yeah, they're in. They're in
Hold on,
the alternate. I don't know if they're in the actual resistance. I think they're in the alternate.
You have to figure it out.
Maybe they're. I think they're in both. I don't remember. It's been a minute. Yeah. So So Jet kind of just
then
literally talking out loud is how we give each other ideas, or just ideas in general, or it's like me at 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep. Yeah. Literally, I woke up, I fell asleep, I woke up, it was 3 a.m. and I got like 3 different ideas, and they're all great. Yeah, and it's a horrible sleep schedule, but that's okay. Alex texted me an idea. Obviously, it must be a good one because it's taking a long time.
Alright, it doesn't make much sense right now, but I'm just putting.
We'll use words later.
Groundwork there. Okay.
Okay, could go with that. It's groundwork.
Yeah. Okay. They go in the house and they find the brother. So Gabriel. So his mom is Maria, his sister Jasmine. He was there. He is the reason like the guys went there in the first place. He called Elliot a rat.
I mean,
which is funny because
Finn called him a rat. He said he was a rat.
No. Yeah, I know, really. Gabriel knows that Elliot testified against.
Literally, everyone knows this.
Everybody knows that Elliot testified.
Everybody. The
and
police
then he's like,
know it. Yeah. Everyday people know it. Everyone knows this.
He's literally like, "Oh, yeah, you're the rat."
That's pretty toxic. That's common knowledge, but
yeah, and he says it multiple times that Elliot's a rat.
Yeah.
And then something Elliot says,
it's bad because Elliot's snitched on the police, so that makes him a rat, and he's also part of the being a dirty cop at the same time. So there's no positive publicity about this man, but that's his fault, kind of. Some of it's his own fault.
Like Elliot says something about things, and then Danielle wrote like this tweet. She loved it. She really, I don't know if it's a line or she tweeted it. I actually think it was a line. So Elliot says something to Gabriel and John.
Oh, he does. Oh yeah, no, this is a line.
Jonna has her gun up, and she's like translating what he said, and he's like, he means I'm gonna shoot, but like,
yeah, because she has a gun. He doesn't have. Like, Elliot does not have the gun to start.
He says it. He says it in like her sassy Ayana way, which I love. Yeah. But I copy that.
Yeah. It's like. But it made a meme about it. But
get more information from him about like what happened last night, and the only thing they have to go on, the information they have to go on from Maria and Jasmine as well is blue eyes.
Yeah, like blazing blue eyes.
Terryn, you like moved your camera.
I know I did. I was looking for something behind my laptop. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like crazy blue eyes, and I don't know if this line was sarcastic or what or both, but I loved it because Elliot literally looks at Jack and he's like, "You can track someone down with crazy blue eyes," and she says, "Oh, easy, piece of cake." Like, probably shit could she? Yes, but also it's like, really? That's all you're gonna give me to go with? I can find somebody like that.
Literally, how many people in the world have blue eyes? A lot.
Yeah, which I thought was funny.
I mean, even if you try narrowing it down to people in New York City who have blue eyes, you're still looking a long time.
So they go back to the bureau and
it's about to go boom. I caught it. It's about to go boom. I was looking up for once. Hold your thought. Stop, because we missed it the last 2 times.
We remember this time. All right, we're back. Okay, so the next thing that I remember is that they transition back to the bureau and they're like looking for information, and I don't really remember what they're saying because I zoned out.
They're literally talking about how the most vague details ever.
Yep. I just know it was about the case and everything.
Yeah.
And so Ayana asked Jet to do something, and she says, "Sure," but she says it like, or at least that's my dad kind of interpreted it as she's like, it was kind of cold, and I was like, "You're right, kind of." But then I made this note, and I was like, Jet's acting cold and closed off because organized crime in the squad mean so much to her that she doesn't want to lose it, but she's also like doesn't want them all to know that, like, A, she knows, and B, that it's really affecting her as much as it is. Because she doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't think she can, but if they knew how much she cared about it, they would support her. So then we transition to this really like bougie looking house.
Yeah, it's a nice house. So, like,
we transition to these bougie looking guys picking up a guy who just got out of prison.
Yeah, they pick him up in this nice car.
Pick him up in this nice car, and then they all drive to this bougie looking house with like a courtyard and whatever. And they're all friends. And we'd find out that the guy they picked up from prison is like, "So what have you guys all been up to?" And he shows them, and we find out that these group of guys are the cops that went to the house and raped the girl. The thing is, none of them are actually cops.
Nope.
They organize all this, and they pretend to be cops. They call themselves the Robin Hoods. The main guy says they steal from the poor and give to them. The quote is, we steal from the poor and give to ourselves. Like, and they literally have a scene where they're in bulletproof vests, helmets, cloth masks covering their face,
the
guns.
whole police
Practicing to be cops.
Yeah.
They even like practice what to say when trying to get people to open the door or not move, so they don't so they don't shoot them. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
We had a bit of confusion because
I always have. I feel like I watched this and I was really tired
of like Jet and Whelan like going house to house, like trying to get information on these guys. And that's when I wrote the line, "Oh, they're literally practicing to be cops."
I have like,
thought it was them, and I was like, "Terryn, those are the bad guys."
I was like, you see, when I watch it, I have like a couple seconds lag behind your typing, so somehow I'm not looking to make sure I don't get spoilers. So I'm like a good like 20-ish seconds behind you because I don't watch it like on like a cable. So I'm behind. That's why somehow I'm like,
yeah. So they find out that like because they're called the Robin Hoods,
NBC's app is still broken.
Yeah.
Personally shout them out. Your app is still broken.
Fix it, please, so we can watch the episodes again.
I watched on my laptop, but that's about it. I can't watch on the TV.
The guys that are talking about, they're the Robin Hoods, so that's like their group is like basically Robin Hood and like his little men. Like one
Merry Men. I think they were called the Merry Men.
Yeah, Merry Men. One of the guys is Little John.
They nicknamed themselves after it.
And the main guy, the leader, is King Richard, which is the villain in the Robin Hood story. One of the villains in the. No. Yes.
I don't know. I haven't read it in a long time.
Anyway, I don't think King Richard was ever a good dude. The next thing we get is literally like they go into another house again. But this time the guy is with them. So they go, they find drugs again,
which is, I think it's because I feel like when it comes to that, if they find evidence of drugs, they have the right to search the whole place. I believe that's probable cause for them to search the whole house, which is why they can't.
And then they have drugs. They literally are like ransacking the house, breaking things.
Literally ransacking. No decency.
And
literally
the main guy, the guy with the crazy blue eyes, sees the. So there's like a brother and a sister in the house. He sees his sister, and gets those thoughts again, and pulls her up to the bedroom. The new guy is like looking for the leader. He's like, okay, we got everything we needed. Let's go. He sees the new guy in the bedroom with the girl all tied up, like freaking out, and he's like, what the hell are you doing? Because he had no idea that this.
He didn't know what they were doing was this. He knew they were stealing.
He knew they were stealing, but he's like, this draws the line.
He's like, this is it for me.
What are you doing? But his one mistake is that he said the guy's actual name in front of the girl.
What was his name? I forgot.
Vaughn.
Oh yeah, it was. That's like somebody's name.
It says Vaughn in front of him, and the guy gets mad. He's like, "You just said my name. You said my name." Then the other guy, there's another guy that comes in. He like gets pushed against the glass wall, or glass table.
It's a table because they say it's a table.
The new dude is trying to stop Vaughn from raping the girl again. Unfortunately, Vaughn is stronger, pushes him out, and kills the girl point blank because she saw too much.
Yeah, she
knows too much, heard the name. Then Vaughn looks at the guy and the new guy and says, "You see what you made me do?" And then the new guy, the other guy, I think his name is Manny. Yeah, his name is Manny. So Manny, Vaughn, and I don't remember what the new guy's name is. Anyway, so Manny is trying to get the new guy out of the house. They're like, they need to go. We need to go now. Somebody's dead. We gotta go.
Yeah.
The next morning, Elliot and Ayana are at the house. Actually, no. It's the first time we get a scene of Ayana and Whelan.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got that before. They're talking to the brother, trying to figure out what's happened. He's like, drug dealer or not, he's not a bad, like, drug dealer or not, like, he's devastated about what happened. That his sister's dead. These guys killed her. He's like starts sobbing. Ayana is like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you for helping us. Another officer brings over a piece of a bloody broken glass with blood on it.
Yes. Yeah.
They finally have a clue. They can go find things.
Yeah.
Blood so they get DNA. Some information. The blood has DNA. They find his last known address, or at least I think it's his last known address. So they go meet this guy who's a foster dad. They talk to him. They ask about this guy. They ask about Manny. They leave, and Ayana and Elliot both agree that there's something more to this foster dad than going on, but they don't know yet. We go back to the bureau, and Jet is scrolling on this dude's social media, and her first thing is she literally is scrolling down pictures of him and says standard F-boy content.
What's that?
Yes, ma'am. And then they find like this picture of like this place he's always at. It's a speakeasy. Jet's like, it's very exclusive. Everything, it's underground. And Elliot's like, I prefer my booze above ground. And Jet nonchalantly goes, "Okay, boomer."
Okay, boomer. I was like, I'm weak. It is so funny.
We finally get recognition that Elliot Sailor's a boomer. I mean, obviously, we all knew
literally
that. You said it out loud. Yana's like smirking.
She is. She's trying not to laugh, but she
hilarious. And Elliot's literally like standing there.
He's like,
They
and what do you
get some more information, and then Elliot, before he leaves, he looks at Jet, says, "Okay, Gen Z," leaves, and Jet turns around in her chair and is like, "Did he just call me Gen Z?" And I Google it to make sure. Yes,
Yeah.
Jet is Gen Z because I am also Gen Z. We're both around the same age.
Yeah.
Then we get more Rollins.
Yeah.
But also like the whole scene of Elliot and Jet just being like their banter is pretty funny. Jet is hilarious.
Pretty funny. Okay, boomer. I was like, oh.
I know. So like, oh my god, you just called him a boomer.
Okay.
Then we get back to the hospital. And they're trying to get more information from Maria and Jasmine now that they know who these people are. So they bring pictures of them and they're trying to see if she can identify them. Before Maria can say anything, Jasmine finally speaks, and she's like very monotone, but like also angry. You can tell. She points right at Manny and says, because she recognizes him, that's him.
She has the pictures out. So like,
she sees a picture of Manny, and she's like, "Yep, that's the man who raped me." So now we transition to my favorite part of the entire episode. Because now that we know Manny is indeed the rapist, we transition to Leland and Jet in the van. And Jet, I took a picture of the dress because I needed to keep a picture of the dress.
Of course, you need one. It's a requirement.
Is
you were like
black, like asymmetrical dress, like
ma'am, like,
to the side, halter, neckline. Although Ainsley was funny, she's like, because she put on Twitter that like she had the she literally put on Twitter like the hair in the shower to wear that dress. It looks like a funeral. I was like, that is hilarious. Which is also good because in another fic we haven't fully released yet, but you wrote something about Jet not wanting to like shave because of the patriarchy. Well,
I did.
Apparently it works.
What I'm doing. I don't know what I've been doing. Maybe I did say that.
Yeah, I know you did. I'll show it to you later. But anyway, it worked. Apparently, Ainsley is really like, I had to shave to wear this dress, and it looked like a funeral in here because I don't know. It's just the most crazy things that Ainsley tweets that I love.
Like,
anyway,
just
stunning.
I was like,
gorgeous,
jaw dropping. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. And at first we were both like, why is she wearing a dress? What's going on? So they're getting ready to go like speak easy. And Whelan, for some reason, starts out the conversation like this: "You ever dance when you go out?" Jet looks at him and is like, "What?"
I think he was just trying to break the ice, but this is
literally trying to break the ice, but she's literally like,
awkward.
What?
That's awkward.
That's what you asked me? And he's like, yeah, when we were dancing at the club the other night for the other like undercover thing we did, it looked like it was new to you. You look more like a person who would just go out and watch other people. And then Jet, another line that is awesome. She's like, "You're still new. You don't get to make those calls about me." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Literally, don't let him tell you who you are." But also,
exactly.
He needs to stop.
Pushing too far.
Yeah, he's literally pushing too far. And I wrote details about the dress. So if you guys aren't watching it, you can read it. She's wearing this little black dress with the halter neckline, asymmetrical like shape type thing, because it's not like straight, like it's crooked. It's diagonal on her chest.
Yes.
And platform boots with her bob straightened. I wrote it as my favorite outfit.
Favorite outfit. No doubt about that. Favorite outfit.
The van opens up and Elliot's like, "You ready to roll?" And Jet's like, "I am," and basically glares at Whelan before she staples out of the van. Like, okay, yeah, like, dude, I get you're trying to be nice, but you are not doing well. I mean, probably wasn't going to be great when literally the first thing he did was saw Jet's name on the oat milk and drank it anyway.
Yeah, we're like, bro, come on.
Dude, don't eat her food. Don't talk to her about. Don't ask her questions you don't have the right to ask, or are like weird. Anyway, so they get to the speakeasy. Jet says that there's this password that password that you can get in, and Whelan's like, how? And she's like, I hacked into the lead guy's thing because of course she did. She does the knock pattern. They go in. We see Manny and the new guy talking, and their conversation is, what the hell was that last night? And then this is a key thing they wrote because the new guy's his name is, I wrote his name later, Dante. The new guy's name is Dante. So Dante says to Manny, what is going on? What is he doing? He's just repeating what happened to us. Which, it's like a line they said really fast. So, like, if you weren't paying attention to it, you wouldn't hear it. So basically, they both just said that they had been raped whenever. And now, so had Vaughn, and now Vaughn is raping other people as well. Which also,
I didn't notice that till you said that.
Well, like, he said us in general, like us, so I'm assuming it meant him too. But also, they say on the show that, like, sometimes it's a cycle. Like, they've had, like,
yeah, SVU said that, like, basically, like, they're saying, like, hurt people.
Yeah,
like, it's a cycle.
Yeah. And then Manny's like, you gotta chill. You haven't got some in a while. There's a lot of, like, I don't know, ass or good things or whatever here. We gotta get you some. And Dante's like, yeah, I haven't had anything in a while. And then, literally, neither of us were expecting it, but then it happened.
We wrote it ourselves one time, but you haven't read that fic yet.
We wrote it months ago. And then they
ago.
finally did it on canon, and I was flipping out because I was like going back and forth and was like, would Jet do this? Was she not? Now we know she absolutely would.
Good.
And she is so.
I told you. I put it on the Jet playlist. Breakfast by Dove Cameron. Told you.
Yeah. So she literally, like, we hear like this, like, not necessarily like sing-songy voice, but like more higher pitched voice, and she says, "Is this Titian?" And the camera transitions to Jet, and I lost it.
Yeah, we're like, oh,
it, because I literally wrote, "Girl," because the guy is like, "It is now, sweet thing," but like even Jet, like, trying to be like flirty is not going against like herself, like her true self, because she's like, did you get that line from the cheese counter? And is literally like taking charge in the conversation, which I love. They also kept making comments on this guy's shirt because he's wearing a pink shirt, but it was salmon. Jet's literally just smiling, laughing, and flirting, and I'm like, I knew it. Knew she'd be good at this. And now that we know it's canon, I want to write this a lot because we can.
Literally. And it's very fun.
And now, sorry, not that you weren't right, because you definitely said things about it too, but like, I was like, here, can we write Jet Undercover? And you were like, yeah. And now I know it's actually true. Yeah. So the main thing that she has to do during this is that she needs to get Manny's phone number. So Manny is like, yeah, or somebody, Jet, I think Jet's like, can I get your number? And Manny's like looking at her like she's going for like her phone, like, yeah, I'll give you my phone number. And Jet somehow turns the conversation to for him to give her for him to give her his phone number. He puts out his phone. She puts hers on top.
Yeah.
And they make a comment that's a little Dante, I think, that she likes to be on top. And I was like, boy, if you knew.
Yeah, we've
like,
written some
stuff that she does.
Sorry.
Like, she probably does.
Probably does. I mean, we've written it.
Yeah.
We've written it.
So he gets the phone number. He gets hers. And they literally, like, in a second, they, like, she's like, okay, thank you, bye, I'll call you. Walks around the corner, and in a second, she's got, like, this small smile on her face, and in a second, it goes from to, says, got him, and walked out of the speakeasy, and
queen.
Yeah, her face changed in an instant. That's how good she is at this stuff. Like, she's, like, faked it so well that literally in an instant she can be like, go back to her, I'm going to kick this guy in the teeth type attitude.
Yes.
Then we go back to the bureau. They copy Manny's cell phone number. They need the information. They're trying to get some information. And then he calls her.
Oh yeah, this is a good teen scene too. I was like,
Oh, actually before that, while they're still while the Jet's talking to the guys, Elliot and Ayana are watching from the van. Ayana's like, she's good. Like, she knew that Jet was good. And Elliot's, and Ayana replies, you might want to tell yourself that. And Elliot says, I will after I stop worrying. Which, okay. At one time you go to, you just now projecting your fears and anxieties onto the CI to worried about her going undercover because she's going undercover. So, like, make up your mind.
How writers make up your mind.
Going to act towards Jet.
This would work.
And then I was like, Yana is so proud. She's like, she's fine. Jet's a pro. But I was like, in other words, she's a pro at undercover, and they're literally just going to have to do this all the time. And I said this at the beginning of the season, that this season would be the season that Jet goes undercover. I thought it would be the casino with the teenagers, but to have it with this is 10 times better than I was thinking. So yeah, anyway, back at the bureau, they're like talking about the information and everything, and then Manny calls Jet. Jet's like, shit, what do I do? Or at least that's what I'm like thinking.
That's what you think she's thinking. I mean,
yeah,
would know by now.
At her phone, like, and this F boy is calling her, and it's he's actually.
It's like when you like learn to write a character, you end up like knowing what they think because you have to write their thoughts and their lines. So you're like, I think I know what she's thinking.
Literally is calling her. And Elliot's like, do you want some privacy? And Elliot's like, and Chet's like, please. Basically, because they were like copying things on the phone while he was calling. And I'm thinking, well, because she said she wanted privacy, like, she didn't want it recorded because, I mean, rightfully so, because what she says next, knowing Jet, she would not want this recorded. She picks up the phone, goes back to her sweet undercover tone, and the first thing she says is, hey, handsome, and I was dying all over again. Because literally, like, to hear Jet say, like, to Jet for say blah blah blah. Oh my god, Jet to say that to normal. Jet to say that to the asshole, hilarious undercover badass stuff. They go. Manny's like, okay, I got these guys getting together to party. Tomorrow. Jet goes back and she says, tomorrow. I thought you said you were interested. They go back and forth again for a bit.
Yeah. He says he's busy or something today.
Yeah.
She's
and
like,
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm busy today. And then that's how the squad knows that, oh, there's another raid going tonight. And then Jet, literally the last thing she says is like, okay, wear the pink shirt, hands up, and switches back to her regular self, turns to her squad and says the most Jet line ever. Guys like that have no idea what to do when a woman takes charge. Yes. So the whole time during the undercover, I'm squealing because it's hilarious to me that like Jet's acting like this because it's not Jet usually, like, but that shows how good she is at undercover stuff. So I also find it badass. But it's also
Literally, it was
you're
so
badass.
good.
Afterwards, she can change right back, and she's like, these guys have no idea what they're doing because they have no idea. I have them wrapped around my finger.
Literally
My
does. Like,
favorite part of Jet going undercover because all these guys think they got the upper hand, have no idea what's going on, and Jet's literally in the bureau like, I am going to take you down and enjoy every second of it, which is
that's
absolutely
it.
how I think well, like it's what I thought she would go be like undercover. We wrote it as we wrote her like that, and now we know that it's absolutely true. Amanda's kind of like that too, because she's like
Yeah,
clever
Amanda's
and is like
yeah.
smiling, sweetness, and then is like, yeah, I'm going to put you in prison. So yeah,
Yeah,
Jet,
jail.
the undercover stuff. Um, oh, I wrote this. This is how I've been trying to describe it. So it said the way she changes from flirting to he's an absolute idiot is everything.
Literally is like so good.
Yeah. So the next scene that we get is the squad's driving to the house where they're going to have this raid at. And Reyes is back because he hasn't been there for the whole episode.
Yeah.
We find out that
he's on a family vacation.
He was on a family vacation that his wife said they were going to Williamsburg. And he thought that meant like hipsters and fun stuff like that. But his wife meant an educational trip to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Did I take an educational tour?
I mean, that's fun. That's fine.
Yeah.
And Elliot's like, well, and then Elliot makes this weird comment, and the way he says it was weird to me. He's like, Virginia, the place is for lovers, but he says that like it says it weirdly, and I was like, why?
Why are you saying that?
Why? Why are you saying that? Anyway, he's like, yeah, but I got 3 kids under 12 fighting in the back. It wasn't so great. So we get confirmation that yes, he's got 3 kids, and that we didn't know any of their ages.
Well, we knew there were 3 kids because of those pictures that no one knows where they go because they haven't shown
their
them.
ages. I thought the kids were older, but now we know
at least 14.
all of them are under 12, which is awesome. I think that's like the only one we have under 12 right now is Noah, so now we have more kids in that age range. So they go to the raid, they get out of their car, they're literally trying to stop these guys, then another car comes up of like cops, but it's actually the more of the dudes. Or we think. And the organized crime squad starts getting shot at. And Iano's like, we're the police, the actual police. Hold your fire. But, you know, the shots are still happening. The guys abort the mission, thankfully. But in the crossfire, Dante gets shot. They go over to him to try to figure it out. And we find out that because there's a moment Reyes goes over to him and he like takes out the mask trying to make sure he's okay, and we see his face change because Reyes knows him. They go to the hospital because Dante needs to be taken care of because of the shot, and we find out that Reyes was in foster care. He was foster brothers with the guy with the gang guys, the guys in Robin Hood, they all had nicknames, and he was Little Ray. We find out that the leader's full name is Vaughn Davis. And that there is indeed a bigger problem happening in the foster home. My parents pointed this out, that like if he knew like all these bad things were happening to the siblings, like these foster siblings, because we know that they all said that they were raped because of presumably this foster guy that Ayana and Elliot went to interview later. If he became a cop and didn't do anything, even if he knew, why wouldn't he do anything if he knew this guy was so bad? Because we see that this guy still had foster kids. And it's
That's
like,
the problem.
why? We need to know why he didn't do anything. But it also makes me wonder, did he do it to Reyes too? Is Reyes a survivor and they haven't told us yet? Is maybe Reyes the only one he didn't do it to? Something like that.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't leave this out in the wind.
Yeah.
Like most. Like, please talk about this one.
Also find out, like, we both had canon Jet in like foster care.
Yeah.
Doesn't have parents, orphan type thing. So I guess now that we know that indeed, I don't know if they would do it twice, unfortunately, now that we know that Reyes is in foster care, but also if they did, it would be a connection that both Jet and Reyes would have as as kids who were in the foster care system at one point in time. All right. What do you give this episode?
4.5.
And I agree. 4.5. So yeah, basically we find out that
one of the best ones in a long time.
Definitely. We find out that this crew is now, because the Organized Crime Bureau basically found them out and sabotaged their plans. They're now targeting cops.
Yep.
So much so that there is a car bomb in the promo, and they really show everybody getting blown away and having to duck for cover. They put this on the Instagram like weeks ago when they were filming it, and I pointed out a whole bunch of shit that I need to be true, because there possibly is a thing where Ayana pulls down, or like Ayana covers Jet, because they show that like Ayana like Danielle popped up and then Jet popped up right after, and then like Elliot's on the other side, which honestly I absolutely fucking love.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, in the promo it also shows that like Jet's worried about something. Don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with the possible ending of organized crime or something.
Yeah, whatever's going on, we'll find out.
But I'm very curious. So next week, all the shows seem to be like they're gonna be pretty good.
It's called
and
Blaze of Glory.
No, I'm getting too ahead of myself. 2 weeks we will be able to record or talk, because I don't have school Veterans Day, and neither do you.
I never have school on Fridays, so. I will be indoors that day.
We have new villains, new arc we have to deal with in organized crime.
Yes.
Where's the casino stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. They jumped arcs really quickly because, 100%. Like we kind of figured out organized crime as a show would not make it very long. Like I just figured that from the beginning. So maybe they had to jump arcs because they need to finish, and they might make the third season the last one. But who knows? That could be 100% not true, and it could go on for a long time.
Unless it means that Ainsley or Danielle could go back to the theater.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm playing this video, and we should be able to play this video. No, we can't play this video. Damn it.
It's copyright.
Anyway, it's the video I sent to you, because they did a video about a week ago of like, who would you partner with?
Oh yeah, y'all go watch that video. It's fun.
Did you watch it?
I kind of did not yet. I was so sleepy yesterday, and after you told me that, I did not do anything. I went to sleep.
Part where I immediately sat on my shower floor and started squealing.
I will get there eventually.
I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with singing.
We'll get there.
Take that into consideration, knowing who's in the shows.
Yeah. So, writing this week, we published 2 fics this week.
Yes, we did. We were actually progressing.
We put out 2 fics this week.
Progress.
Didn't I read them? Apparently, comments were on, and nobody just left us any. I checked again. I was like, bro, tell us what you. Please leave. We love your comments, unless you're mean to us, then we don't like your comments. But if you're very nice and tell us great things,
so if you're mean to us, we hate you. But if you're nice,
I wanted to know what people thought of the when we wrote for Raul's birthday for Raphael's birthday. I want to know what people thought of the thing we did.
We wrote 2 fics. One we had started at the beginning of the month and then just finished, and one we did in a day.
Yeah. We did like a day and a half, maybe. It wouldn't take us that long. We sped through that.
A lot of the people have birthdays in October. Like, we found out that Makad's birthday was 2 days ago, so now we need to figure out how to write a birthday fic for him, but we have ideas for that. We need to figure it out. There's a video on Instagram of like he had celebrated his birthday on set, and Jeffrey gave him a cake, and they literally had to like go around to find like a flourless, like gluten-free vegan cake. And they did. So yeah, we released 2 fics. The one that we had written at the beginning of the month that didn't finish was Malachi's birthday fic, because we Sam Keisha's birthday was October 3rd.
Yeah.
We just posted it. We were like, we made the goal for ourselves that like we at least need to do it in his birthday month.
Yeah.
And we did. So go read that, and then
that one's fun. It got real smutty at the end, but it's real smutty at the end. But it's good.
It's not like stuff, no,
it's good. It's good.
It's not like dirty smutty.
It's good smutty. It's tasteful smutty.
Yeah, exactly. Tasteful, artful smut.
Yes.
We don't do dirty. I can't do dirty.
No, we don't do it like that. It's very art.
To do dirty, it turns me off.
No, I don't do that either.
So whenever we do it, we do something like tasteful, like we do like a lot of like submissive, like dominant things. It's just
but in a very tasteful way.
Do it in a very things.
Yes, it can be done in that way. Less than a minute. Oh boy, we'll make one more video, one more Zoom, and we'll like wrap up because we don't have time to wrap up in this.
I can't see. It says less than a minute.
Yeah, so we're gonna make another Zoom to finish this.
No, but I don't see that it says it.
It says less than a minute on mine.
Nothing on mine.
Less than a minute. That's why I always miss it, because I'm like looking down, like not looking at the camera. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, the other fic that we did was for Raul's birthday.
Tasteful. That one's not as good. It's fun. It's very fun. We did a thing.
We did a thing.
What I want to talk about that thing, but I think we'll give you guys some time to read that fic, and then we'll talk about the thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about the thing. It makes me excited. We did this. Back to work. What were we saying? I don't know. We were talking about, we did the thing.
Parson Raul fic.
Yeah. I feel like one day we're going to do like an episode where we go through our like short fics that are not like long, and just be like, here's our process for this one. Here's what we did in this. Yeah. But that's another day.
This one we wanted to give them a happy birthday.
It literally is a very sweet happy birthday story. It has some fun things in it.
A lot.
I love it a lot. It's very
and we put our own headcanon in it. I put it like in the top that like this is our headcanon. If you don't like it and you don't see it, that's okay. But we do.
But we do.
Should we say it?
Okay, y'all had enough time by then. We put this out on the 24th. By the time y'all see this episode, it'll be November 2nd or something like that. 3rd. I don't remember. No, it'll be that's the wrong month. It'll be November 2nd. So if you haven't read it by now, that's your problem. Literally, it's been out for days. So I guess we can say, I feel like I want to talk about it a little bit. We can talk about it. We'll go for it because I feel like you. We can say it. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
You haven't read the fic? Go. I mean, listen, this is your warning. You have not read the birthday fic.
I mean, like,
this is your chance.
General,
Stop this episode of the podcast and go read it and then come back.
Definitely. Go read it, then come back. Okay. You're back.
Yeah, that was your warning. That was your warning. Yeah, you're back. I hope you are. Congratulations. Here we go.
You liked it. So, I mean, there's a general, like, obviously, Noah is canonically bi. There's no debating that. If you debate that, you're a bad person.
Bad eggs. Bad pony, as my friend would say. Bad pony.
Okay. Bad what?
Bad pony. My friend says that.
I love that. Yeah.
She says it about herself. She'll be like, I was a bad pony today. And I'm like,
the canonicalness that
you are a bad pony if you disagree, period.
There is also a general consensus around the fandom that Barba is either gay or bi. Yes. We had canon him, at least in Barson aspects, because there will be times in Barisi that I had canon him as gay. But for Barson aspects, we had canon him as bi. So in our fifth, and because we put this in truth, so if that's been out for a while, so you probably know that.
You should know. If you haven't read truth, you really should stop where you're going and go pick that up.
If you haven't read it, I'm going to give you a pause again. Okay, you're back. So
actually, you won't be back that fast. You'll be gone several hours or days, but you know.
Okay, well, if you haven't read if you had been up to date and you hadn't read the latest one of the post. Okay, so we had in the last chapter of Truth, we had Raphael come out as bisexual, because of the canon, and I mean it's great, and honestly, let's do it. So in the birthday fic, because it's loosely connected to Truth, Noah and Raphael are canonically. Noah is canonically. In Truth, Noah and Raphael are bisexual. We have also made another headcanon for for a while. I'm starting.
Yeah, I've thought this for a while.
Get on the train, and I definitely see it now that we've written it. We had Olivia come out as bisexual as well.
Yeah.
We love it. Like,
yes.
Because we made a point in the fic, which I think is a very important point to discuss, discussing bisexuality, that she says that, like, she didn't say anything because she knew she's been attracted to men and women for a long time.
Yeah.
But she didn't say anything because she's the captain. She didn't think she could say anything, but also because canonically, Olivia has never been with a woman. She's only been with men. She didn't think that her sexuality is still valid. And if you're listening to this, and if you're dealing with something like this, we are both here to tell you that even if you have never been with a man if you're a man, or a woman if you're a woman, that does not erase the fact that you are bisexual. And that is what we had Raphael tell Olivia.
Yeah.
That it does not erase it. We even had him ask her what she would need to feel more secure in her sexuality.
Yeah.
There's definitely more things we want, at least I do, and maybe you do. We should explore to like figure that out, because I have some ideas.
We definitely can. We'll work on those. We'll have to tell them what they are later, so we can.
I'll tell it to you after. But so we had Olivia come out as bisexual in her fic, and we're going with it for the rest of our fics.
Hey, we'll put in another one too. We just hadn't gotten there yet.
We'll put in Truth eventually, somehow. We'll definitely have it in the. Should we tell them what we're writing now?
We said the Resistance like 8 million times. So
no, I meant the one that we're currently doing, because the holiday.
Oh, the Halloween one. Yeah, we're writing a Halloween story. You might as well know.
We're writing a Halloween one. It will hopefully be out by the time you actually listen to this.
Hope.
So yeah, we're going to have her be that in that too. At least We should.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course we are. We ride this. We got on this train. We're staying on it.
Yeah, this will be a running thing in our fix, and I mean there is canonical proof sort of
that.
like,
well, not sort of. It's like
sort of because everything that was going to be canon they cut.
Yeah, they cut it both times that Olivia kissed a woman. They cut it twice.
Yeah, like in the episode.
PC. So yeah, it's in PC.
Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin was going to kiss her. Instead, they had Kathy Griffin kiss Elliot.
No, she's supposed to. What the scene was? She's supposed. She actually think both was supposed to happen. Like because in the scene she's supposed to. She does kiss Olivia, but they cut it. And so in the actual episode, Olivia like tells her no. Or like it's like I'm not. I'm like homie.
Yeah, you are.
Because
maybe.
that scene later on when she interrogates that man, because she's like, she said I forgot what she says, but like Olivia's like she puts on like the badge from like Let's Be Strong, and she's like I was like Olivia, you're showing more heart there, homie.
You have something
you're
against
bisexual.
us.
Yeah, I was like,
do you have
you're bisexual is showing Olivia. So do you
think
I give off a gay vibe? Or like
yeah, that's literally a conversation about that, and it's like So the other thing is, in some cost fallacy, the episode where Alex Cabot comes back, Mariska and Stephanie filmed a kiss. They recorded it. Stephanie has even talked about it, that they did it, and Stephanie said that they cut it. Because apparently we just can't have that
apparently we can't have bisexual people in the law.
Well, except the child. We can have it
except the kid. Because they don't have to sway either way yet. But adults, sorry, that's not allowed.
But yeah, I want a conversation about that soon. Because if you're going to say it, don't let it be a one and done thing. Especially because Ryan is literally like taking time in his real life to research all this stuff so he can play Noah properly, which is
has to be done right. So it's like not
child, like this child can do it. Like he's literally like thanked like Mariska, like he worked with Mariska to make sure the scene went well. He like thanked her and the crew for letting him do this storyline. Don't let it be one and done.
Yeah, please don't.
He won't let it be done.
He won't.
Yeah, so we have Olivia as bi in our fic.
Yes, the little bi family. Well, I think I screamed that one time on Twitter. I was like, please put my little. I feel like I screamed that once.
That's what it is. We have our little bi family now.
It really is.
I mean, they're not the only characters we had canon as different sexualities.
Yeah.
I think there's a consensus somewhere that like Jet's bisexual too.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, 100%.
Yeah.
Would be amazing.
Definitely back that one.
There's other like people had canon Malachi queer as well, and yeah, I get that. That would be pretty awesome. We do.
We made up characters.
We made up characters we made a character, another character that we won't say it now because I don't want to spoil it, but
we made up a character for someone to date.
Yeah, and you
made a whole family that we haven't finished yet.
Yeah, like she wouldn't like the character that we made the character that she would date. Like she didn't know about it, she didn't see it, but now is realizing that this is who she is and has to deal with that. Yeah, we have a whole family that we wrote.
A whole family that we kind of forgot about, but not really. So I think about them sometimes.
We still have to figure out how to get that out. We don't know it yet.
I feel like we'll be like, because I love that story a lot.
Maybe
just what I think we should do is maybe so we'll do. I think we need to make separate fics for those because I want to repost those real bad. Like we'll do like Olivia's dreams and then like that part of the storybook and then like the side story which is about this little family which is very sweet. Actually, it's a terrible time for them, but
my other idea was possibly putting it in the Resistance.
We could, but the thing is we could do that too. I thought about that also.
Anyway, we have this whole family that we've written that we love, and we just need to figure out when you're going to be able to read it.
I feel like they could couple standalone.
Yeah,
not standalone exactly, but like publish like the part that leads up to them existing in this world, Olivia's dream world, and then the rest of it be their story. Make them another story.
We need to figure that
Because
out.
a lot of it is done. We wrote a lot of little stories for them. It's very sweet.
It's a lot of like beautiful, like
it's a family who becomes a family literally out of like the worst experience of their lives. And
yeah. Another thing that we've done is hold on. We also have like another solo fic that we're thinking we're going to do, because if you we mentioned it before that there was a detail that's in the Resistance that we haven't put it out because we didn't write that part yet. And I suggested to Terry, why don't we just turn it into a whole nother fic?
Yeah, which we are gonna do. Just haven't polished her up.
Resistance out. And so once we are done with like a Halloween fic,
a list of things to do.
Probably go figure out the kinks and things that we have for certain things.
So you guys can read the Resistance, because the Resistance is like so damn good.
Love it so much. It's our favorite.
Love it. It literally is our baby.
We write about it. We literally talk about it all the time. We write it all the time, and we're like, one of these days, people are going.
One of these days. We said this for like a month now. One of these days, y'all. Christmas break, when we get some time, bet y'all can fix like all days on days on days on. Sitting on my couch with my phone in my hand. That'll be me. Sitting in my room with my phone.
There's another one I just remembered we still have to put out, because we said we were gonna put it in the Truth, and it was like, no, we're just gonna put it secretly. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, we should. Here, I'll put the title of it. That way, you know, in our text. That way, you'll know what it is.
We did a lot of things. We've done so many things. Oh yeah, definitely. That one's really easy to publish. We just gotta finish, like put it to an end. It needs like an ending, but it's good. That was a sweet one.
Yeah, hold on, I'm finishing it. There you go. All right, put my thoughts there. Yeah. All right,
you can definitely do that. That's a doable.
Do we have anything else we have to say about whatever?
So. We're good for today.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, we actually finished in a somewhat decent amount of. I say decent amount of time, and we've probably been doing this for 3 hours.
Probably, like.
Yeah, I mean, we started at like 7:30. It's 10:40 my time, so
9:40.
We
gotta do my paper, and that paper this needs to be like Grammarly's trying to fix it, but I'll let Grammarly fix my paper, then I'll send it. I need to cite it, so turn it in, it won't freak out. Yeah, I have to like go make sure I have things ready for tomorrow, because eat some more food. I've had my bowl of chips earlier. Eat some more food. It's Halloween tomorrow, and my picture day. Halloween. Well, it'll be past Halloween when y'all receive this, so happy Halloween. I hope y'all had fun. Wonderful Halloween. Hope y'all have fun. Whatever you're doing, be safe. Be safe. Most important. All right. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of The Truth Runs Deep. We'll be
literally, we've hit 500. We hit 500 listens the other day, so we're thankful for 500 listens. Y'all are amazing.
So much. Yes. So this week. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye. Bye.